Yo, it's SmallmouthCrush and Epic Eric. Another fun night alive. Boy, what did we get ourselves into? E.
Uh,
E to the
dude,
E.
dude,
I got my notes ready tonight.
it's your show tonight, man.
I'm excited. Welcome,
Uh,
everybody.
am I hearing myself?
I don't know. Let me
I'm
make
on mute.
sure
I'm on mute, bro. I'm on mute. I'm good. It's
my
all
mic's
good.
good. Everything's good. Let me
Check,
pop.
check, 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 check. Come on, get on it. Top notch fishing, shadow bassing. Dang. What's up? Love the hair. The hair is back, but it ain't blonde.
Yeah, so a lot of guys think I highlight it or whatever.
Conspiracy theory.
I don't highlight it. It's because
It's just a rumor in the bass fishing community that you highlight your hair, and I don't know what to do to dispel the myth, but it's out there, Travis.
Let's put it all out in the open. I used to wear a visor quite a bit every day instead of a hat. And therefore, when you're out in the sun, June, July,
mine turned gray.
August, September, my
Yeah,
hair turns
yeah.
really blonde.
That's why mine goes gray, because my hair is black, as you can see. But when I'm out in the sun wearing a visor, fishing like a fool, I go completely white, bro.
I hear you.
It's not because I'm old.
No.
Well, it's your show, brother. We got 1,000 rods of Travis's to review tonight. 1,000 rods starting now. It's going till the early morning. I hope you guys are ready.
Couple things right off the bat, guys. If you won auction prizes and paid for them, you should already have received them.
Paid for them.
Maybe tomorrow or the next day. There may be there's like 4 or 5 lots that are unclaimed. Maybe if we have time in the wee hours of the morning, I'll pull them out and you guys can bid on that. But that's not what we're all about right now. Although that was fun. I had a blast, dude. I know you did too, Eric. Don't try to deny it. What?
I'm already laughing at the comments. They're just rolling in the chat board. Hey, listen, everybody, don't forget to like and share early in the stream. Help this guy out. Hold on. Look, my SmallmouthCrush water bottle came in.
Wow.
I'm so stoked, dude. Get them while they're hot. There's only one available. Huh?
What do you have in that water?
Tito's. I've resorted. Yeah, this show's making me drink, man. No, actually, you're making me drink.
Yeah. So guys, we're gonna try to hit 1,000 views tonight. That's the plan. The only way we're gonna get there is if you like and share and do whatever you think you can on social media to rock this thing. Now we got some prize packages. Eric was nice enough. You're gonna give away. I don't want to say because I don't really know. What do you want to talk about that?
I get inspiration depending upon what happens in the chat and the show and the number of viewers and how many people share. And if we could break a record again tonight, I mean, not that I want you to break my buzzbait record, but I mean, come on, let's do it.
I agree. I'm going to be giving away something very small and minute to some people, but
effective.
But for me, it's a big deal, and I wouldn't be able to live without these little things I'm going to be giving away. So all you got to do is like and share. We'll get to that if we hit 1,000. What else can we say here? Don't forget, I still have some SmallmouthCrush gear, hats, T-shirts, hoodies. You guys can go to my website down below there, order that, and of course, helping out the channel through PayPal. If you have any money left from the auction, feel free to donate. Donate like.
John Tick said, giving away the June bug crank. That could be big. Ooh, baby. Let's show it. I mean, since it already came out. Could this be the giveaway tonight? The June bug Excalibur crank. I mean, this Sally Hansen's been curing in my basement now for a long time. Don't you worry. I can paint up another one, man. I got to have a June bug crank in studio at all times.
You do.
No doubt.
You do. Big Crank Jimmy, where's he at? He might be joining us. I don't know.
No, he's on strike.
Oh, still? All
No, well, he's
because
on strike. I think you know
all
why.
because of our little issue.
I think you know why.
Yeah.
I don't think you're seeing Jimmy Big Crank again until you work it out. He's on strike, man. He went to the Bass Union. He went to the Auctioneers Union,
I know.
and he is totally on strike.
I know. We got into it. I know. He did invite me to go fishing with him, though.
Seems like everything's fine then. Call him up.
We might.
Hey,
We might.
let's see what happens.
No, so we get a lot of messages through Instagram and Facebook and emails, and sometimes people just find my phone number and call me up out of the blue. And
That's interesting. How do they do that, man?
well, they just go on.
It's I know how.
If you look, you can find it.
Well, I mean, Travis, you are a guide.
Right.
I mean, people have to call you to book trips. So,
That's
do you
right.
want to be a
The
public
problem
figure
is
or do you
sometimes
want to
I'm
be a
trying to be
private
productive
figure?
during the day, and I get a guy that wants to talk fishing for 45 minutes and not
Wait a
book
minute.
trip, Eric.
All right. So, what I found about Travis, look, I've called him literally every day for the past coronavirus, during this pandemic and shutdown and stay at home kind of order. And Travis is constantly, literally, the first thing out of his mouth. What are you doing, dude? I'm organizing.
Mm-hmm.
What could you be organizing? A, B, how many times do you vacuum a day?
The garage needs to be organized.
But how many times do you vacuum a day?
It depends if I get dirt and if it's nasty. I mean,
just say it.
Once tops.
Don't lie.
One to 4 times a day.
Did he just said 1 to 4 times a day?
Right here, bro.
And basically I've called him. He's OCD, and I'm not making fun, but he's got it, guys. He's got it. But that's what makes him good at bass fishing too.
Yeah, so guys, my new boat's coming in. I've been working with Bowers up in Reading, PA, to get it going. We've been dealing with some issues. My new boat, or my old boat's still for sale, believe it or not. This whole shutdown has really, oh man, it really messed some things up. You know what I mean? So we got to get through that. No big deal. But we get a lot of questions on what our rod and reel setups are. And I wanted to go through every single one, well, in the most efficient way as possible, without boring you guys, what my setup consists of and why I chose this over that. And then I want to hear from Eric, because we both have similar reasons why we use a rod for each application. But we also want to share with you some of our thoughts. If you can't buy a rod for each different technique that's out there, what's a good all-around combo or 2 to have, or 3 or 4 to have?
That's what I'm going to cover tonight. I'm going to go my top 5, man. Top 5 Eric, anywhere in the country. Get it done. Get a limit.
I know there's a lot of G Loomis fans out there as well. And so you really need to, I don't know shit about G Loomis.
Right.
I felt them. I've touched them. I fished with them in your boat with you. But that's about as far as it goes.
Right on.
We got Joe Zombach on the live. What's up, Joe? He calls me spinning rods. Every time he comments on Facebook, he goes, yo, spinning rods.
Joe Zombach, talk to me. Who is that?
Just a buddy up north. Scranton
okay,
area.
Gotcha. Yeah, I recognize the last name.
There he is.
So,
he knows how to fish. He runs that big old green Sterling.
Zombach. It's Zombach. Yeah. Not back. Beck.
Zombach second.
Nope. Zombach.
Anyways, get into it, guys. Let's just kind of let's walk you through a generic overview of how I protect my fishing gear, my rods and reels, and then we'll get into specifics. How's that sound?
Sure.
So all my spinning rods all have a rod sleeve. I think it's very important. If you guys don't use rod sleeves, you're missing out. I've been using them since 2010. They're going to help with tangles. They're going to help if you're a co-angler. They're going to help if you're Eric and you drive around fishing off other people's boats. Just transporting your rods in your vehicle. These are a lifesaver. Now, I cringe when I see people put these on and leave them on the boat, on the deck, or even on the side. I know you've done that, Eric. You ever lose one? Just flies right off? Gone.
Never done it because I take them off.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I absolutely take them off. Before the tournament starts, the sleeves are off. Sure. I don't want. I've seen a treble hook getting one. I'm like, that is just the worst.
Yeah, don't get me
thing.
So that's going to
Ever.
lead into this whole. Remind me about the treble hooks because I don't think there's anything, you know,
Terrible.
that'll solve that problem. I know you can buy the sleeves and the plastic covers, but man, who's got? If I'm going to throw a DT6 and a DT10, I'm not sitting there putting a nice little plastic cover over the crankbait when I'm done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
just not me.
well, I
So
do. I wrap my crankbaits with crankbait wrap. Let me tell you, saved me a lot of heartache, dude.
yes,
Those Bass Pro Shops crankbait wraps,
I
man,
know.
with the little fuzzy inside, dude, saves my legs first of all, because when I get lazy and don't do it, it's getting tangled up with another rod, or it's getting in
Yes.
my leg, or it's getting in my rain suit.
Mm,
Oh, so if you just take a second and breathe and wrap it, man, let me tell you something. As a saves you a lot of heartache.
I hear you. So all my spinning rods are going to have, of course, they're going to have the rod sleeve, and so does my bait casters. Now I choose black for my spinning, and I choose blue for my bait casters. I don't want to have a bunch of different colors. I just want to know when I see them laying in my rod box in my boat what they are. Okay, blue or black, very simple. Got it?
You don't look at the reel.
No, dude, come on, bro.
That's just
It's just another
OCD, dude.
step, Eric.
It's just
It's
it's
just my way. You don't have to do it. You know what? Screw it. If you don't like it, screw it. Okay. I
no,
really.
I actually do something like that, so you'll be happy to know that I do something similar.
Okay.
But I got another idea for you, so you can really identify the line size on each.
Well, I
It'd
do
be nice
too.
for your wife to like sew a little tag on your like rod thing, and then you could write the line size on it. Man, how hot would that be?
Yeah.
Whoa, we just
Or
invented something tonight.
my good
I know.
buddy Ray has sent me little stickers with the line size on the sticker that you can put on your reel.
I have that too on the reel, but man, they're small. I'm talking about like big on
I
that
get it.
sleeve in your
Okay.
junk. That'd be
Eric, let
nice.
me finish up here and then we'll let you talk, okay? So, so the
Hey,
rod glove.
hey, enjoy the show, Travis. I'll see you.
The rod glove, Eric.
Good luck.
Yes. So all my spinning rods are going to have there's a rod glove for spinning, and then I have a rod glove for the bait caster. Now my situation is I have a spreadsheet of all my inventory that I keep and update it. So I have 26 bait casters and 11 spinning rods. And sometimes when you're
Are we?
fishing, say, a June event on Lake Champlain where you have smallmouth, largemouth, a variety of species, I'm going to have to carry every single rod with me. Now, in my nitro rod locker, if I just use the tubes that are in there to insert it, I'm going to run out of space. I'm not going to be able to fit all those rods and reels in that box. So what I actually do is I actually take the screws out and I actually physically take that whole rod system out of my rod locker. And with these rod sleeves and rod gloves, I'm able to just lay that down and I can stack them on top of each other. And it just makes for just to be able to cram all your rods and reels into that rod box. So that's a little tip for you. I do that with every boat that I get. Now, here's something.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
If I laugh, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at the comments.
Yes, I see. I can see them from here, bro.
Okay.
So here's another thing, and I know
They're
Eric does
good.
this too. You don't have to buy. I think Bass Mafia sent me these. I don't know. You can probably go on Amazon and find some cheap Velcro.
Oh, I love those things.
Yeah. So when you have a bunch, obviously you take the Velcro and you strap them together, one up high, one down low, and now you
Yeah.
really can move these around.
Love
Right?
that. Love that.
Yes.
That's a must have, man. Must have.
Must have.
For sure. Hey, there's for the top ones, Travis. They sell it at Home Depot. You get these little Velcro things that help you strap like extension cords and cords,
Mm,
and you get a bunch of them for like, man, really super cheap. That's what I use for my top because I don't like using the big one up top. So that's just a tip for everybody, and
I
it
got
saves
you.
you a lot of money. You get like a 10-pack, 12-pack.
I got you. Yeah.
Different.
People keep joking about my spreadsheet, but that I just updated that today.
I see.
Okay.
That's good.
Because so many times, and here,
Just Hey,
And my
make
whole
sure that's
system.
straight. Make sure that's straight. It's crooked. It's bugging me.
What
I
is?
want the spreadsheet is crooked on your
It's
desk.
fine.
I'm bothered by that. I
Listen,
saw you
Eric.
put it down.
So another thing, you guys. So yes, all my rod sleeves are black for my spinning rods, and I carry six Legend St. Croix mediums, 7 foot mediums, and I carry five Legend St. Croix medium lights. So out of my 11, and I have a little sleeper rod that um, a friend of mine was supposed to send me here. I haven't seen it in the last. I was expecting it a week or two ago, but I haven't seen it yet. But it's a short little sniper rod. It's literally less than 5 feet, and we'll talk about that. Don't let me forget about that rod towards the end. I want to share with you guys the application I use with that.
Hey,
But
listen, if I'm still awake, I will share. I will make
okay,
sure you cover that.
okay.
But if I
So
doze off, you're going to have to count on the fans to bring me
yes,
back.
yes, yes. So
I don't know if I can make it, man.
So with half a dozen mediums and half a dozen medium lights in your rod locker, sometimes that can get confusing. So I'll tell you what I also do, which is this is where this thing here. I'm going to actually give these away. So if you like and share and promote this live stream on your social media, let us know in the comments. We'll randomly pick someone. You're going to get a handful of these little red rubbers, right?
No, the ring. Don't call them rubbers, dude. It's a red ring.
Red ring. So on my mediums, I put 2 red rings on my mediums. So now I know if it has 2 rings, it's a medium. And if it has 1 ring, it's a medium light. Now, I don't know where you can buy those. I'm sure you can go on some industrial website or something, or go on Amazon and you can find some O-rings or whatever you want to call them. I'm not sure what brand they are. Dirty Jigs gave me a big bag back in 2009, okay? And I've had a bunch ever since. So that's what I use, and that's really beneficial for me when I'm seeing them in the rod locker and knowing what, if they're medium or medium light. Plus, as an added bonus, I can easily put my drop shot weights right inside there, and it's not getting tangled up and messed up.
That's the best part to me because everybody's had a nightmare with a drop shot weight. That's great. Plus, it's telling you what the action of the rod is. So I dig that, man.
Definitely. What we
They
got?
said they said if you bring the red rubbers, you can practice safe fishing, Travis. That's
That's
really
right.
smart.
So we got 328 live views so far. So let's get this number up. What do we got to do, Eric?
Break the record. It was seven. I think it was
Might not
7:18 or
happen.
something on the Buzzbait
We've been
episode. So we
slacking.
got
We've been so random here.
to get over 7:18.
Now, there's a rumor out there that I don't use bait casters at all, and I want to clear that up. I certainly do. But you guys know 60% of the time I probably will have a spinning rod in my hand. And with that being the case, I just want to go real quick over my spinning rod setup and talk to you guys exactly how I have these rods set up. So we're going to take that 7-foot medium. I really love the Legend St. Croix Legend Extremes. I've had St. Croix forever. I don't see myself changing only because I'm already invested. They're $400 some retail rods, right? So what's 12 times 4.25? A lot. So if I was to have to go and get new rods to replace this, or it's going to cost a small fortune just to replace these. I have a lifetime warranty on these rods. In fact, let me grab something over here. That lifetime warranty is going to come in handy for me because last week I decided to flip, and this doesn't happen much, but it happens. I decided to flip just a little 3-pound smallmouth in the boat, and while doing that, the rod broke in half.
3 pound? It looked bigger than that.
It might have been.
I think it was.
So here's the deal, guys. I go on the St. Croix website. Right now, they have a statement. Sorry, we're not accepting any new repairs due to the
What?
pandemic. Yeah, dude, they're not allowing anything. They're closed. So
Easy.
I gotta wait.
I know what you did last summer.
I gotta wait until this comes in.
Easy.
So, and then I just write. So I get it, Eric. So then I go on their website, and what you have to do is they do like a $20 label you can buy from UPS or FedEx. So it cost me $20 to print out the shipping label to ship it in a rod tube, and then I send them a $20 check for return shipping. So it costs me $40 every time I break a rod, which is pretty rare. Although I'm surprised I'm not red flagged there in their database. You know, I have because I've been fishing their rods since 2009, and I fish every day. You know, so I break 3 to 4 rods a year. You know what I mean? So I got 40 or 50 rods I probably shipped back in my lifetime there.
Wow, that's a lot.
And they still accept it. Okay.
Well, I mean, that's the warranty is the warranty. If
Yeah.
it's a no-fault warranty, then that's what it is.
Yep. No
now,
issues.
I mean.
So all I do is write a little note. I always go, this rod broke on a hook set. I don't care if I stepped on it, if I smashed the door, if I try to flip a big old smallmouth in the boat. I just write, broke on hook set. Here's my address. Call me if you have any problems. And a new rod shows up. So that's one good thing, right?
Yeah.
I'll never have to buy another spinning rod in my life. And I love how they feel and set up. So I use Stratix, the CI4 Plus.
Great reel.
We talked about my braid selection this year. I went with the bright fluorescent green yellow. That's all my setups. I like a 3000. I like a wider spool. I like the feel of it. It's not much bigger than a 25. I just really prefer a 3000. So that's what my setups are going to be. So on my medium rods, so why would I have 6 mediums and 5 medium lights? On my mediums, I'm going to be throwing my tubes, maybe a big TRD, a Kitech swim bait perhaps. I'll even throw a Texas rig. You know, on the Chesapeake, a Texas rig 7-inch worm is a powerful technique to use. And you'll see me throw that, you know, a 1/4 ounce, 1/8 ounce. That's what I'll pitch to docks, pilings with. I'll wacky rig a Cinco once in a while, especially if I have to skip it under docks. I'll use this for it. When I'm casting a drop shot, that's when I'm going to use this medium rod. When I'm casting a drop shot and retrieving it, that's when the medium's going to come into play. When I'm dropping straight below the boat, that's when I'm going to pull out my 7-foot medium light, because it's got a little bit softer tip, and it's perfect for me when I'm dropping them when I see them on the graph, deep water.
Yeah, I've watched you do that, man. It's perfect, man. Let them eat it.
So this
you do that crazy tippy toe hook set, you get them good, man.
This medium light is also going to be good for throwing a smaller TRD, you know, the 1/10 size, small baits, 1/8 ounce, 16th ounce. That's what I'll throw this. My hair jigs are all going to be thrown on that 7-foot medium light. Smaller crankbaits. So I'll throw either Yozuri hybrid. Well, mostly it's going to be Yozuri hybrid and 8-pound test. And so if I have a small crankbait, you know, the kind that just you can't get a good a shad wrap size 5, right?
Yeah.
That's when I'm going to throw it on this. Spy baits will be thrown on this. Smaller swim baits, so when we get into those 1/8 ounce, 2.8 Kitechs, that's when this rod's gonna come into play. And really, by let's say it's August, and for the most part, I might throw a small Ned, but I'm gonna be deep water fishing for big schools of smallmouth. I'll probably have 3 or 4 of these rigged up with different size, distance in the drop shot leader. Okay, so I'll have a variety of rods on deck ready to go. And another good thing is, especially if you're in a big tournament, okay? Let's say you're fishing an open, you got a lot of money on the line, and you can't waste time. The night before, if I know I'm drop shot deep, I'm going to have 4 of these rods rigged up with drop shots ready to go. I break one off, throw in the rod locker, pull out another one. So I don't have to retie throughout the day. That's another reason why I have such a large collection of rods. I just pull another one out and keep fishing. Simple. Now that's it as far as my spinning rod setup. Eric, do you kind of want to go over your spinning rod setup, if you will? Like, what are some of the rods? I know in the G Loomis, they have a variety of different styles and whatnot. I'm interested to hear about yours, and I'll kind of look through the comments as you're going through that.
Yeah, I only brought one down because if I could only have one Loomis rod, this would be the one that I would have. So I'm going to show my Loomis setup. I can't really get like the full thing, but so let me tell you about this Loomis. It's an NRX 852S for spinning, jigworm rod, JWR 7-1 extra fast medium. And I use 10-pound braid to 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. And this is my do-it-all rod. Like, if I only could bring one spinning rod, this would be it. And this thing is battle scarred. I don't know if you guys can see, like, it's seen some action. I recently landed my personal best in attorney, a 793 on this spinning rod with that same exact setup. 10-pound braid, 10-pound test on the leader. I think I was using Tatsu leader. And I was using J8 braid. It is a CI. No, I've got a on this one a Shimano Sustain 300, and it's just so balanced. I don't know what to say. I can do anything on this rod. I mean, these are the techniques that I use on this rod, and I catch fish on. I shaky head with the rod. I throw a Ned rig with the rod. I drop shot with the rod. I Senko with the rod. I Nico rig with the rod. I Texas rig with the rod. I split shot with the rod. I wacky rig with this rod. It does it all. And I also, Travis, as a bonus, if anybody wants to see tonight, I brought my bag, the Shimano, the actual spider wire bag, and I brought kind of like some of the selections of what I use. So if we have time, I know we got a lot to cover tonight. I'll show a few things that I like to bring. But this is my one spinning rod. That's it, man. So that's my deal right there. Shimano Sustain 3000, and I love it.
Yeah.
And I wrap my rod handles with
Yes.
racquetball.
Talk about that, please.
This is racquetball over grip tape. So I don't know, you guys, Bass Pro Shop sells theirs for a lot. I get this stuff at Dick's Sporting Goods. I like blue on my spinning gear. I don't know why, I just like the color blue, and I think it matches with the NRX combo. You could use any color you want. I'll mix it up. But I have one of those little ring tabs that Travis was talking about, and you can get them at Bass Pro Shops. I saw Travis's, and I'm like, damn, I got to get that. So that's my drop shot keeper on the back here. This is a split grip, which I like. Head, Head, makes this over grip. And they have different styles. This is the thin one. I like it, and I change them out when it gets a little shiny. But man, it protects my cork. It adds a little bit of girth to it, which I like. And then it covers up the middle of the seat, so it's more comfortable on my hand when I'm fishing all day. So there you go, man. This is amazing. So I see Carl just bought it, man. Right, Carl? What can you say, man? This rod does it all. And I'll tell you what, if you're at the back of the boat and you're trying to get a limit, this rod should be in your hand. If you're not throwing a shaky head, a Ned head, drop shot, Senko, Nico, Texas, split shot, or wacky, and you only need like 3 bags of worms to get that done. And we can go over that later. So that's my spinning rod. One spinning rod on the boat. If I'm going with Travis or I'm tournament fishing, that's really all I need. And it's a whole lot easier to manage your tackle when you're just digging one rod out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and the sensitivity of that for me, it's comfortable. I can fish all day. I can skip with it if I want to, if I'm wacky in a Senko, and I use TK's little wacky system. I can show you guys that later if we have time. But yeah, man, that's it for me. So roll on. Then I can get into my bait casters. Yeah. But I just wanted to show my top 5 tonight. Top 5.
Perfect. So I used the as far as bait casters go, I used the St. Croix lineup. The extreme, was it the blue rods, the Bass series rods? I've used those quite a bit in the past. I liked them. I had some Legend Extreme bait casting rods.
Did you like those, Travis? Did you like them? Did you like them?
I don't like the handle that on the spinning that they have. They have the same handle on the casting. For some reason, I don't like it on the casting. I just could never get in.
That's wild. That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why you fish Dobbins. That's why you fish Dobbins. I mean, I love the handles on those Legends Extremes. You let me throw one time. It's an incredible rod. It's super light. It's balanced, and I like the feel of that grip. I can see why you love it.
Yeah.
One of the best.
And you know what? I experiment with different spinning rods all the time. Like, I'm always searching. I'm not closed-minded. Like, I'll pick up different rods from different companies, and I've never yet have been blown away from a spinning rod standpoint. Although, I just want to share with you guys right here, I did pick up 2 of these Doomsday Tackle, the 47s they're called, okay? They're it's a medium size. I think it's T47S 4, so it's a 7.3 fast action, medium fast action rod, okay? Um I
That's the
compared them.
that's the old school one you were telling me about.
Yes,
It
yes,
reminded you of the when you fished with your father.
yes. Well,
That's pretty cool,
no,
man.
that's why the owner of the company made it this color.
Oh, sorry.
Yes,
Thanks.
it reminded him of his grandfather's fly rod, I believe.
I kind of remember the story, but I
Yes.
thought it was your
So
father.
I compared these 2 at a fishing show, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a try. So unfortunately, my 2 reels didn't come in, and you'll be surprised, Eric. I ordered 2 new reels from Tackle Warehouse. They're the Shimano, and I should have written it down for this show, and I apologize. I wanted to see if I could get away with a $30 reel. So I bought one of Shimano's. There was a 2500 series reel for like $30 on Tackle Warehouse, and I bought 2 of them to pair with this,
What
just because I
for your
wanted to see, dude.
yeah for your clients? What'd you get for $30 on Tackle Warehouse? What kind of reel?
It was a Shimano, their lowest end on Tackle Warehouse. I forgot. I had to look it up.
Okay.
I might, if I get time here, I'll look.
No, I think I know which one it is. I just can't remember either, man.
Yeah, so I'm excited to try it
Good, man.
because if it works out and if it's smooth, there's good reviews on that reel. It's literally a $30 Shimano reel in the 2500 series, and I'm gonna pair it with those 2 rods and see what happens because these Stratics are 200, 225 a piece. Do I want to drop $500 on 2 new reels that I'm experimenting with, or 60?
Fair
Right?
enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough, man. Fair
So,
enough.
so I'm excited to try that. As far as other reels that I've tried,
Sahara, Sienna.
that could
Is
be
that it?
it.
Yeah, it's one of those 2. Thank you, guys. Sedona.
Yeah,
Sedona, Sienna, Sahara.
Sienna. I think
Sienna.
I can look. I'll look here in a little bit.
Thanks,
Um,
Jason.
if you guys throw that reel, let me know in the comments if you like it.
Yep.
It'd be
Yep.
interesting if
Yeah,
it
top notch. Mm-hmm.
if it can hold up. Um, so yeah, so when I guide with my clients, I let them use the same equipment. When you guys book a trip with me, we'll be using Legend Extremes. There is times, and that's why I got those 2 rods to experiment. There's times when I have clients that are not as efficient throwing a baitcaster, and so I got tired of having, I'd have my St. Croix Legend Extremes rigged up with a drop shot or a worm or a Ned rig, and then I'd find out they're having a hard time working a chatterbait with a baitcaster, so I'd have to cut the line off and tie on a chatterbait and let them throw it on this rod. Now I'm just going to have those 2 rods set up with chatterbaits for those types of situations. I think it's going to be a good. I think it's going to be a good, concept. It should be a good idea that I think will work out. D. Clark says I'm going to be disappointed. Maybe I am. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. As far as other reels, other spinning rods that I've thrown, who is the gentleman? So G. Loomis partnered, or Gary, is it Gary the owner, or was the owner of G. Loomis?
Gary Loomis.
Yes. He started making another rod company. Edge, is it?
Yes.
Yes. I got 2 edges last year. Didn't like the feel. Sent them back. I threw a Dobbins spinning rod before, and they're very good. They just don't compare the extremes. As far as other spinning rods, I have yet to find one. I picked up the favorite rods at a tackle show. They're not they don't compare to the extremes. I haven't found a rod yet. That's why I stick with that. Make sense?
Yes.
Baitcasters. So I got a big list, guys. I don't want to bore you.
Hey, Tacklecraft says he's got the opening bid for the double Siennas in 2 weeks on Travis's next auction.
That's funny.
You shady.
Oh.
That's good with Tacklecraft.
All right, so my baitcasters, when I'm looking to get a lineup of baitcasters, one of the things that intrigued me about Dobbins was the fact that they have so many good reviews out there. So I could pick a rod and I could see hundreds of reviews and what people like to throw on those rods. And Gary, the owner of Dobyns, talks in those forums as well and says, hey, I made this rod for throwing a spook. This rod's for throwing a jig. This one's for throwing a spinnerbait in open water. So it was really nice to be able to see all the different, because there's so many different rods out there, dude, that if you don't have them in a store where you can physically touch them, it's too hard to know. So when I picked up the Dobyns years ago, it felt comfortable. I liked them. I know they have a higher end now. All my rods are going to be the, what are they? The Champion and then the Champion Extreme models. Okay. I use the Champion models for my cranking rods. For any type of reaction rod, that's the rod I'm going to use because I don't really care too much for the feel. Now, if I'm throwing a bait that I'm crawling on the bottom, I'm working on the bottom, Texas rig, football jig, rods like, or baits like that, that's when I use the Champion Extreme. I feel like I get a little bit more sensitivity. Now, those are what? The Extremes are $350 retail, somewhere around there. And the Champions retail for about $250. So it's not terrible. A couple things right off the bat. And we talked about this previously. The guides on the Dobyns are not the greatest. They're not as friendly for me. Because I'm shoving them in the rod locker and I'm abusing my equipment, I admit it, I break a lot. So I have at least 3 to 4 rods a year have to get taken in to get the guides replaced, okay? They just break. That's one thing I found. Also, the paint and the handles, they chip a lot, like the flake or whatever they coat it with. That'll come off. The reel seats will start peeling. So I have those problems, but for me, you know, it outweighs the benefit of that rod outweighs the little minor cosmetic issues. I wish they would hold up a little bit more. I'm just being honest with you guys. That's my experience. Okay? So the first rod in the lineup that I use quite a bit is going to be the Dobyns Champion. It's the 734. So it's a 734. This is pretty much, if you're looking for a bait casting rod that's going to do pretty much anything and everything you want at that $200, $250 price range. And here's another tip. I don't want to forget this. If you go on places like Bass Boat Central, eBay, that's why my guides break, you can find these used a lot less than you pay retail. So that's just a tip. If you guys are looking to, I buy a lot of stuff off of Bass Boat Central. I sell a lot of stuff on Bass Boat Central. That's a good way. I mean, you should be able to find these rods for $150, $200 online. Used, of course. Their warranty isn't the greatest. I've broken a few rods. You know, you got your $20 shipping, and then it's like $60, $70, $80 somewhere around there to replace it. I don't like that because I have 25 rods. I fish a lot. I'm breaking rods every year, regardless. So I got to deal with that a little bit. But the
Right.
734 is probably the best topwater walking bait rod I've ever used in my life. A spook rod. It's an unbelievable trap rod in grass. It's also a great rod if I'm trying to rip chatterbaits through grass. You can throw spinner baits on this, buzz baits. You can flip a Texas rig. Again, I would prefer the Champion Extreme.
You can flip a Texas rig and you have chatterbait.
A smaller Texas rig. I'm not talking like a half ounce, 3/4, but you know, a quarter
That's
ounce,
kind of
1/8
weird.
ounce.
Okay.
A finesse Texas rig on a light wire hook.
All right.
Okay.
I'd have to feel the rod. That's interesting to me.
Yeah. Swim jigs. So if I'm swimming a jig in grass, this is the rod for me. This is probably the most versatile rod in their lineup. I love it.
That's awesome. It's awesome to have a rod that can do many things.
I own 3 of them. If we're on a good frog bite with clients, and let's say I have a group of 2 guys, and they're letting me fish, and I'm throwing a frog rod, and I don't have as many frog rods with me, this will work for a frog rod. It'll definitely work for like a horny toad rod, and it'll work for what are those Teckle frogs I like to throw a lot. It works real well for that type of presentation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You could throw a rod on the same rod that you throw a swim jig and a chatterbait.
Absolutely.
I don't get it. But all right.
I promise you, dude. That's why the 734. Eric, you have to. I know guys that are watching definitely have seen this rod and used it. It's.
You're
I
gonna
mean,
have
I
to
don't.
let me. Yeah, I want to feel it.
Yeah, it's a nice rod, dude.
Yeah.
And they make it split or full grab.
So
I
so
like the
so
split.
so can you tell me where the rod loads? How many guides down does the blank load?
Yeah. So
Like when you pull on that line,
about
where's it load?
five.
5? Okay.
Yep. You can see it there. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not.
no, I'm
Listen,
looking.
if I'm in a pinch, dude, throwing a frog in the grass with this rod, it'll work. There's
No,
better
I got it.
rods.
I got
If
it. I
you're a
got it.
co-angler and you're in a situation when you can only have a handful of rods, let's say you're uh, on a lake up north where your dude might be fishing for smallmouth and largemouth, you got to have one of these rods in the mix because now you can throw a bunch of different baits with it and you're covered.
Sure. I love a rod like that.
I
That
would
that's
say that's the
that's
co-angler's friend right there. That 734.
there you go. That's a great way to say it. Write that down.
Yes. So the 745 is
Eric, that's pretty funny. He says, I want to feel your rod, dude.
the champion. The Champion Extreme 745 Dobbins is a really good rod for throwing football head jigs. So you get in the half to 3/4 on up to an ounce football head. This is a rod I use. You see here I have a little swim jig tied on. So if I'm in around grass, I'll throw a swim jig on this as well. That's pretty much the only thing. You could definitely Texas rig with it. I mean, here's a cool thing. They have shit written on the side that you can use it for. Heavy jigs, Carolina rigs, or a pitch and stick. Definitely. Okay? So if you get lost, you just look at the rod and it'll tell you what to do.
There you go.
Yeah. Now, my favorite rod in the lineup for the Champions Extremes is going to be this Dobbins 744. So it's a step down from that heavier football one we just talked about. I'm going to throw finesse football jigs on this, or a 1/4 ounce, all the way 1/2 ounce or less football jig. This is also my Texas rig. So if I'm going to throw a creature bait or a beaver, I'm going to have a Texas rig rigged up with this. If I'm throwing my bigger 7-inch Senkos, I'm going to use this rod in grass. I'm actually going to be buying one more rod for this season, and it's going to be another one of these. Flukes as well can be thrown on this. And so on here, I'm going to have, I believe I have 14-pound fluorocarbon on this. So anytime I need good bottom contact with these extremes, Texas rig football, I'm going to use fluorocarbon straight fluoro on that. And that's what I have set up with that.
Right.
Cool?
Yeah. We're with you.
Good. I don't want to bore guys. I hope you guys are getting something out of this.
Keep it rolling. They're writing notes down.
All right.
I'm taking notes.
So another great rod is a Champion Extreme. This is a 742. So this rod here, I use for wacky rig Senkos. Pretty much, this is my Senko rod. If I'm wacky rigging or even Texas rigging it, weightless, this is the rod I'm going to use. This is also a very good blade bait. So a silver buddy rod. During cold water months, I'll have this. I'll get rid of the worms, and I'll throw a silver buddy in open water for smallmouth with this 742 Dobbins. What we got for the comments, bro? What happened to the moderator?
You told me to shut up.
Okay, sorry.
So you just let me know. What do you want me to do? You want me to ask some questions as it goes, save them for the end,
we got a good number. We're over 500. So here's another great rod.
You didn't breathe, dude. You didn't answer my question. Do you want me to ask questions as they come, save them for the end?
No,
I noticed that you didn't capture any questions for me on my spinning rod. So should we just let it roll? I mean, how do you want it done?
I'm reading some of these comments. This is funny.
Yeah, they're good.
Okay, so another extreme is a 784. This is a 7'8" heavy fast action rod. That's my go-to rod if I'm flipping a jig, which I don't do a lot of.
I have a question.
Yes,
people are continually commenting. You're not talking about the power and action of the rod.
Okay.
Is it medium, heavy, heavy?
Yes.
So is it extra fast or fast? It's a really important part.
The only reason why I don't is because every rod company is different, and it's so hard. If you tell
whoa, wait a minute. Time out. They want to know the rod that you have, what the action is,
Okay.
not does it compare to another brand. Of course,
Okay.
every rod.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
All
This is
right.
the 784. This is a heavy, fast action, is what it's listed here. Okay.
Okay.
This is
Thank
my
you.
jig rod. If I'm going to throw a jig, this is what I'm throwing it on. When I get into open water smallmouth fishing later in the year, when I'm not using the jig as much,
Yeah.
that's when I'm going to throw that 1 ounce big ass War Eagle spinnerbait and burn that spinnerbait in open water. This is the rod I use for that. Okay?
I'm just doing
Because
some
it's
prop
7
stuff.
8, it's got the perfect action. I can make a super long cast with that spinnerbait. I can burn it. The rod loads up perfect for it.
So, can you explain the Dobbins rod naming system? Like, do you know the difference between? I don't know Dobbins. So,
All I
someone
know is I know they
someone
have two lower end models, and then they have a higher end model. I'm showing you the two in the middle. The Champions, which are my moving baits, and the Champion Extremes, which is a little more sensitive. The Champions are like 250. The Extremes retail around 350.
That's really helpful. Thank you, Travis, for letting me ask a question and not getting angry. Do you need a Tito's break? Because you sure could take one. People have asked if you need a Tito's break. Ah, so there is the wine. They wanted to know if he was drinking tonight. That answers the question, folks.
Okay.
All right. What do we got now?
We're gonna get into the A rigs, okay?
Hey, Rick.
My favorite A
Hey.
rig rod, and it's the lightest rod I've ever felt when it comes to a big ass A rig rod. This is the Dobbins. Oh, what is it here?
You got to go to the spreadsheet sometime. There's no shame in
795
that.
SB.
Yep.
795 SB. First thing you'll notice about this, it's not cork handle, it's foam. It's extra long, okay? This allows me to really whip that big ass A rig. I'm talking when you're using, quarter ounce heads, half ounce heads, a big ass Alabama rig, okay? I'm going to spool it with 20-pound fluorocarbon. Um, my reels, we didn't even talk about that, guys. All my reels are the Shimano 200XG series. 200XG, 8 to 5s, and 6 to 2s. Really don't need any 6 to 2s. I wish I had all 8 to 5s, and we'll debate that later, I'm sure, in the show.
We're not debating that anymore.
Okay, fair enough.
I won't engage.
So, I do have this eye surrender wrap on my A-rigs.
Love them.
So this is my tool for the big A-rigs. Now, if I'm throwing a single swim bait like the True Bass or anything like that, I'm going to pick up this Champion 764 rod, which is a heavy, fast action, and I'll throw my swim baits on this rod. I'm going to throw my hard swim baits. The glide baits you got me interested in this year, Eric, will be thrown on this rod here. And there's times when I throw an A-rig with like 1/8 ounce weights, a small, compact, finesse Alabama rig. That's what I'd be throwing on this rod. Okay?
10-4.
Moving on. So the Dobbins frog rod I use is the Champion Extreme. It's a 746. It's a heavy flip fast action, it's called. Heavy flip fast action, whatever that means. 7.4, 65-pound braid. This is my frog rod. Okay? Simple. What more do you want to know? I'll throw a frog on that. If I'm punching, heavy cover, ounce, ounce and a half, 2-ounce weight, it's going to be the Dobbins Champion Extreme DX 805 flipping and punching. If you guys want to know, it's heavy flip fast action, it's called. It's a beast of a rod, but it can handle those big 1 ounce and above weights for punching. 65-pound braid, go to town, right? Simple. If I'm doing like a half-ounce flip, light flipping, working some pads, maybe some deep grass with a creature bait, Texas rig, I'm going to use a Dobbins Extreme 795, which is a medium heavy fast action rod. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
I'm going through them fast, just so you guys know, right?
Yep.
Next, we're going to be getting into more of the crankbaits, top water, popping, pop our rods. And I have two special rods I have to go in the truck and get because I just got back from the shop that I want to share with you guys. So, Eric, can you take a couple moments and talk a little bit about your bait casting rods? Like maybe a couple that are real, the G Loomis that you have that you use a lot and things like that
Yeah, yeah. I
while I
have it
figure
right
this
here,
out.
bro. I have it right here. So, for my all around G Loomis, it's an NRX, and this is a rod that I would use for throwing a jig, a creature bait, a medium sized swim bait. I love power shotting with this rod. I'm flipping a beaver, basically power drop shotting, as I already said. So let's talk about it. It's the NRX 853C for casting, JWR, that's their jig worm rod series, 7-1 extra fast, medium heavy. I'm going to pair that up with a Shimano Core 51 MG7, and it's a 7-1. I want a faster reel on this one because sometimes I need to pick up line if the fish is coming at me. I'm gonna spool it up with Gamma, and I'm gonna go 14 pound is fine for me because 14-pound Gamma is like 17-pound anything else. So super light. Here's my core. That's the 51 MG. This is my NRX. I think I gave you guys the numbers. I wrap it with that. This is, by the way, this is a Balboa wrap. You can get these at Dick's, by the way, Balboa, Balboa, and it's over grip tape for, tennis rackets or racquetball rackets. And it's just super comfortable in my hand. So I love this rod. The tip is soft enough where if I'm flipping, and I get a bite, it allows the fish to suck the jig in. If I'm power shotting, the rod will load up and I can pull set. Like I said, this could actually, I could do well with this chatterbaiting in heavier grass when, I still chatterbait through the summer and I'm throwing that fluoro. If it's super heavy grass, I'm going to go to a braid combination, but this rod in reel combination does it all for me. I've caught a ton of fish on it. It's one of my absolute favorites in the G Loomis lineup for NRXs. So there you go. I guess I'll keep rolling unless there's other questions. Let me see. Old line state poppy. That's funny, man. No, casual bass guy. I don't have a channel. I got the ugly stick. I,
Jeez.
I OG. I do own one Tranks, by the way, and that's on my swim bait rod, which I'm not going to go out and I'm not going to show you guys tonight. I'm going to show you. This is pretty cool for all you cranking nuts out there. Just to show you how into crankbaiting I am. I had a guy, and I don't know if anybody knows this guy. His name was Bill Poe. And Bill Poe used to be able to get crankbait blanks from G Loomis. This was, and he got custom blanks. They weren't the bronze color, they were a brown color, but this is the bronze cranking rod. If I could only have one G Loomis cranking blank to throw it all, right, from, flat sides to square bills to everything else, it would not be the 843 CBR. It'd be the 845 because I can throw, smaller traps on it. I could throw flat sides. I could throw square bills. I could throw a DT6, DT10. I can throw just about anything I want on it. And I'm going to pair this up with a Shimano Curado 51. It's a 6-2-1, or actually 6-4-1. Sorry, guys, 6-4-1. So it's slow enough in cold water cranking where I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I don't have to worry about taking a bunch of line off and underspooling it. It's perfect. And you'll see once again that I put the overwrap on it. I do red for my cranking sticks. And all around line size for me is going to be 12 pound. I'll step it down for lighter ones because I have a couple of these to 8. But if I could only go with one line size, I'd probably crank 10. I'd probably crank 10.
Hey
So
guys, I see in the comments I was getting a lot of heat from having to read off the spreadsheet. That's because a lot of these rods I didn't take the sleeve off and I couldn't read it. Right? Sorry.
yeah, so
See?
the no problem, Travis. Are you watching for me? This is a medium action rod.
Oh yeah.
You can see this thing has an absolute parabolic bend. For those of you guys that don't know about this rod, this was a fiberglass graphite composite, and it really bends all the way through the blank. So I just rarely lose fish on it. You guys have seen me fish these bronze series with Travis, but Bill Poe made this for me, and he actually like signed it, which was really cool. I don't know if you guys can see that. Custom built by Bill Poe for Eric Colosso. I can't hold it sideways. I just don't have enough room in the studio, but one of my favorites overall. So that would be the one cranking stick I would bring if I could only bring one crankbait rod. Travis, where you at, Betty? You want me to keep going?
No, I'm ready. I mean,
Did you
let me
get?
just.
Did you see any questions for me or anything in the
Yeah,
comments?
no, just some good feedback, Eric. Real good
Okay.
feedback.
You want me to, okay. All right, man. So I have one more bronze series from Shimano, and it's their spinnerbait rod. I've cashed a lot of
Eric, do
checks on.
shorter guys use shorter rods that you know, and does that have a negative impact?
I don't think so. It's all preference, right? I mean, with a longer rod, you've got a little bit more casting opportunity, right? For distance, right? Because the rod can really load, if you will. Um, so I'm in that 6'10" to 7'1" range for like 90% of my applications. Um, so I think a 7 foot rod is ideal, 7'1", 7'2", for me. When you get into situations where you're trying to skip, I think a shorter rod is better. But if I'm in the back of the boat, the guy up front's probably skipping, so I got to figure out something else to do because I got the power poles. I can't bring my rod through the middle of the boat because you got the electronics. I could do a backhand skip depending upon which way we're coming and approaching the cover. But I can get by with a 7'1" just about for everything. So I don't need to go shorter. I'd rather have more leverage on my hook set, more rod to let it, play the fish, if that makes any sense. So anyway, this is my spinnerbait, chatterbait, bladed jig combination rod. Um, they don't make this anymore. It's unfortunate. It's their 812 a spinnerbait rod SBR. It's a 6'9", extra fast, moderate action. And, I'll pair this up with a 6'3" in the early season, Curado 51E, or I'm going to go with the 201 E7, which is a 7-1, and I'm going to crank 15 pound for almost all my chatterbait or spinnerbait applications. Great rod. This can also double as a really nice topwater rod because it's got the right action for the tip to let the fish eat it. Loads up nicely on the cast. So, yeah, man.
I just looked it up. It's the Siennas, the Shimano Siennas I'm experimenting with.
Okay, cool. That's on topic. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
cool. So it's the Sienna, guys.
Yes, yes, yes.
Um, yeah. All right, man.
All
So
right.
thank you, Baitman TV. That SBR 812 is a beast. It has done me right. I've caught gabs of fish on it. They made a GLX model as well, and they made it with those recoil guides. It's a stout rod as well. It's a little bit more. It's a more stout rod for heavy grass. If I'm chatterbaiting in heavy grass, it allows me to snap it out. Yep.
Couple rods that, one rod here that's not in the Dobbins lineup. It's probably my second favorite rod, meaning with sentimental value. Meaning, if this was to break, I would lose it. I've had this rod probably since '06, '07. It was one of my first bait casting rods I bought. It's the Quantum Tour Dean Rojas Signature Series Frog Rod. If you guys watched my channel in the past, I've talked about it. It's a really good rod for pitching frogs under like willow trees and docks, and it's a really good horny toad type of rod for open water or sparse vegetation. Um, it's beat up. I don't know if you guys can see if the camera does justice. It's a beat up rod. In fact, I broke the cork off on the Potomac this past fall, and I had to stick a piece of wood in there and then super glue it to bring that cork handle back to life. Eric, how's that for a hack?
Awesome.
It weighs a little bit more, but this is a great rod. I mean, I remember. So this rod was old, even in like 2012. I remember we were out at the bar one night. It was me, Polnick, Zeldane, and Dean Rojas, and we were in Green Bay, and our rigs were parked there by the water, and it was like 2 in the morning. We were having a few drinks, just bullshitting, and I go, Dean, I got to show you something. I pulled this rod out of my truck, and he kind of like, he was like, oh shit, man, this is like after. He designed this and he moved on to a different rod company. Now he's probably with somebody totally different You know, I don't think he's with Quantum. I don't think he's been with Quantum for a long time. But I kid you not, he threw this rod out and he caught a frogfish on it, on his rod. I thought that was a cool story, so I just sharing it with you guys. Guess not.
Well, remember, you can't hear him. I'll read some comments. Let's see. I don't see any.
Okay. One more, well, not one more, but another rod in the lineup here is the Champion. This is my Carolina rig rod. This is a Dobyns Champion 804. And here's just an example of the Dobyns paint and stuff coming off. It's just, all I can read is fast action, and it's all chipped. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. But my point is, you know, I don't Carolina rig a whole lot, so I don't have a lot of hours invested in this rod. But for some reason, it just chips and all the wording and stuff comes off of it. That's just typical Dobyns rod after a year or two of usage. But this is a great Carolina rig rod, 20-pound fluorocarbon, and I'll use this for largemouth as well as smallmouth. It's a little overkill. It's a big ass rod, but I because I'm taller, I find that this is it fits me well for the application I'm looking for.
Is that the one you used in our Carolina rig video?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used my NRX 853C JWR 7.1 extra fast medium heavy, and it gets me through in a pinch with I can throw up to a half ounce, and it works great. Sure. Loads up nice. You know what I mean? Nice sweep set. I'd like it a little bit longer, ideally, but in a pinch, that rod can do it all for me, man.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm gonna get into the fiberglass rod lineup because. It's real simple, guys. I use a Dobyns 704 glass rod for throwing smaller crankbaits up to like a DT6. So DT6, DT4, any bomber or just a small bomber A, any of those baits that you see me fishing on the Chesapeake with a lot, I'm using that 704. I use a 705 glass rod for square bills, jerk baits. I'll even throw some swim jigs and spinner baits on that 705 glass rod. Open water, of course. Rattle trap, open water, that 705 fiberglass rod. If I can just share with you guys the 704. The 704 is my favorite cranking rod. This tip is unbelievable. I don't know, it's like you see that bend in that? Can you see that, Eric, pretty good?
Yeah, it's a nice rod.
That rod, I can't tell you, when I'm fishing, I know everyone's got their own style, their own way of cranking. I got 12-pound fluorocarbon. Here's a little DT4 tied on. When I'm cranking this thing, those fish grab that bait. The rod just loads up perfect. I don't miss a lot of fish cranking with this setup. I really don't. It just allows that fish to play. Man, I don't think there's a better crankbait rod on the market, Eric. I don't.
Oh, mine would be.
Okay.
I don't. I'm just saying, Loomis
The
just
704.
But you can't get it anymore. So hey, there you go, right?
Yeah.
And let me ask you a question. I'm really particular, and this is something we haven't talked about, but I'm going to talk about it now because I'm a stickler for this. If I'm cranking, I want the butt end of that cranking stick to come down just before my elbow. I want the leverage. A lot of rods that I've tried, Dobyns and others and Pals, they suck because they're too short. I have leverage when I can lock that freaking butt end into my arm. Yeah. So when I'm fighting a fish, I've got leverage, as the Canadians would say. I want leverage. So I don't know, you guys, I do not like a short butt end. I want a long one, so it goes almost all the way to my elbow. Not too long, so it's sticking out under my arm, but it's got to be the right length. It's got to be the right length.
Ryan brings up the KVD glass rods.
Too heavy for me.
I've looked at them. I would be, if I wasn't so sold on these Dobyns fiberglass rods, I would probably look into the KVD rods. I would.
Man, those things are so freaking heavy. I can't stand them.
Yes, they're heavy, but
don't like them. Don't like them. Okay. Don't like them. Just for that matter. I want a light cranking stick. I want light fiberglass. I tell you, the ones that had me interested were it's the company that you use.
Yeah.
They remade like a brown like cranking stick, but the damn handle for my elbow was too short. I'm like, they could have had me, man, right there. And it was a nice feel to it too, man. And
Yeah.
it was really good e-glass. E-glass
Yes.
is what you're really looking for.
So, yeah, I've never thought of having a handle come to my elbow. I'm fine with it not.
Well, that's just a personal preference. So
Sure.
again, it's what you do and what I do. I'm talking about what works for me. The other guys might like a short butt because they can manipulate their. I don't. I whip. I'm grabbing the butt end. If I'm throwing a bigger
Yeah.
crankbait, and that's helping me out as too. But if it's too short, it feels funky.
Sure.
But you cast
Uh,
different than I do anyway. So
yes. No, I get it. The other so if I'm fishing a deeper or like a DT10 or anything heavier or deeper diving, I'm going to use the Dobbins 765 glass rod. It's to me it's the perfect deep and diving crankbait rod, and I also have if I'm really deep cranking, which I don't do a whole lot of. Well, I shouldn't say that. If I'm using the DT20 on the Great Lakes, I'm going to be burning that more than anything, and it's hard, so I'm still going to burn it on these higher gear ratios. But let's say if I was fishing the Tennessee River and I was throwing the Series 6 um, or a DT20 or whatever, I would go to a 5-to-4 gear ratio in those situations because you're going to wear yourself out. But for my smallmouth, I need to be cranking that DT20 as fast as you can sometimes. And so this is the perfect rod setup for me when I'm doing those bigger cranks. I'll also throw a lipless. Where the frick is that rod? So I'll also throw a lipless on that 705. I think I explained that already. And then here's my other rod that's has a lot of meaning, and it kind of goes talking about that popar. I told that story a couple of lives ago. This is the rod that I throw that popar on.
Popar or spitting image.
The popar. I just call it it's a poppin' image junior.
Popping image.
Poppin' image
Yeah.
junior.
Yeah.
This rod here was. So let me give you. So when I got on the Elite Series, I was looking for a rod company. I used a bunch of St. Croix. I approached them. I remember I used to drop shot with a rod called a Tika drop shot rod. That's what I started drop shotting with was that rod. And then I started graduating, getting into St. Croix, and I contacted St. Croix. I'm like, yo, I'm the first guy from Wisconsin to be on the Elites. Hook a brother up, you know what I mean? And just didn't hear anything. It was the economy was bad, blah blah blah. A buddy of mine that got me into bass fishing, really, Bink DeCero, hooked up with this company. There's a rod company called Fetha Sticks, FETHASTYX. They're not in business anymore, but they threw me a bone. They threw me like 5 rods to use that year, and I had to put their name on my jersey and a wrap on the boat. Fetha Sticks, and
Feta? Like
Feta Sticks.
Feta cheese?
And this rod is very similar to the 704. So if I was throwing Poppin' Image Junior or Rico, I would use that. If I didn't have this rod, I would be using the Dobbins 704 for open water. This is the same concept. It's a very nice tip on it. I'm going to put 17-pound mono on this, and that's what I'm throwing my Ricos and Pop-Rs, any of those popping baits, open water. That's what I'm throwing on this rod. This is a 7-foot, moderate, medium, heavy. But you can just see the bend in that.
Yeah, it's nice, man. Hey, you know what I did? I for the first time, I threw a topwater with a braid to mono leader. I did it on the Chickahominy River tournament when me and my buddy Brian Breezemeister wrapped up our Anglers of the Year. We came in 5th that day, and I caught several topwater fish on my Evergreen Ones bug, one of my favorite topwaters. And man, I threw it on the core. It was a 7-to-1. And I tell you what, man, I love the way it casted with the braid. It was so smooth. I got such long casts out of it. The popper was super responsive. it did great for me. I threw it in grass as well, man. I had some, I caught a 4.7 for the fish of the day. Um, it was really good, and I did it on the Potomac, Travis, with Billy Kramer in the Battle of the Border.
Ah,
Caught several key popper fish on that too, man. So I was super excited with the braid to mono leader. It just really changed my view of it. Never done it before.
gotcha.
Never done it before.
600
Absolutely
views.
loved
600
it.
views.
We're getting there, getting there.
We're getting it.
So casual bass guy, what made me make that decision was, you know, I wanted some extra distance. Like, I'm co-angling. I don't stand on the front deck when I'm fishing with Travis. Don't want to, but for filming, he makes me do it sometimes. I have a lot more room on the back, and so if I'm trying to reach cover, if my buddy's fishing the right side of a canal and I'm fishing the left side of a canal, I'm 20, let's call it 15 feet behind him. I want to be able to get extra distance. And with that braid to fluoro, I mean, my cast was so much farther than I would have been if I was like 17-pound mono or whatever top water line. Yeah, so I got extra distance, and because I was further out, I had a more positive hook set because there is zero stretch in the braid. But it also allowed the fish to eat the bait. And you guys are going to freak out when I tell you this. I threw it on a crankbait rod. So I was, it was more forgiving
Yes.
based upon the braid and the faster, the more positive response
What
on the hook
test
set.
braid was that? I wasn't following.
So I threw 30-pound braid, and it just really was beautiful. And I was throwing on my core, which is one of the smoothest Shimano's that I own. Just the whole combo worked perfectly. I didn't bring it down tonight, but because I didn't want to confuse everybody. I was trying to get my top 5, but I would throw it on that 845 in open water. I mean, it just allowed every fish to eat the bait. I never premature hook set. Even if I got fast on the hook set, the fish had the bait in his mouth. I mean, choked it.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I mean, it showed me something. It opened my eyes. So it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Y7 for hair jigs. Everyone says 7.6. I just like to keep everything. So another key point, guys, like in my spinning rods and reels, everything's the same. When I pick up that rod and reel combo, I want the same reel on it. I don't want different brands, different mismatches. I just want to pick it up and feel it. So my 7-foot mediums and 7-foot medium lights, I don't need to go to a 7.6. I can cast that hair jig just fine with a 7-foot medium light. So I know a lot of guys say 7.6. Me personally, I stick with those 7-foot rods. I've tried 7.6 in the past, and I just prefer the 7s. One last rod in the lineup that I haven't talked about yet. I just got it back from the repair shop. About time. This is the Dobyns Champion. This is a 736 glass rod. This is going to be your best open water to sparse vegetation chatterbait, spinnerbait rod you can get. So 80% of the time, until that grass gets too thick, then a lot of times there's other baits that I would use. I'm throwing my chatterbaits on this 736 glass rod from Dobyns. I really love this rod a lot. If I had to add, I'd probably add 2 more of those rods in the lineup, especially this time of year, chatterbait season, where I fish, and just have different colors ready to go. I don't have to retie. That would be the rod I would use.
So somebody piped up and said braid to fluoro for a jerkbait. And interesting, when I met Travis up on Champlain, he took me out for a half day, and I hired a guide for the second day. And that guy threw braid to fluoro for a jerkbait and absolutely wore them out. That jerkbait was so freaking responsive. When he would snap it, that thing was like cutting really hard, and it just gave so much more action to the bait. The smallies would not leave it alone. And he threw a rogue that nobody else had thrown that I had seen. It's the perfect 10. The perfect 10. Pretty cool. There's a story for you on braid to fluoro for jerk baiting. Hello.
That's a good story, Eric. I appreciate that story. I don't know if you guys can hear this.
Is that the Pacific Sunreel?
No, this is the fishing, sir. I did a video about this. So from time to time, I have companies just send me stuff, and they want me to do a video. And this company really irritated me. I didn't really want the reel, but they kept bugging me. So I said, fine, I'll throw the reel, I'll try it. And it was complete junk and turned out to not be a good thing. So, you got to be careful with what's on the market as far as, what you pay for. We talked about rods having their splines being splined correctly and built properly, right? When you mass produce cheap rods from China, right, you're going to run into problems. You agree with that, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, I had a buddy build a custom crankbait rod for me on a Loomis blank. And I built it specifically for flat-sided crankbaits and smaller, little shad wraps. And that rod just is perfect, and it's splined perfectly. And if you guys don't know what splining means, when they mass produce rods, every rod has a center that you need to align and put the guides on. And there's a way to find the center. You can only do it
Yes.
by handling the rod and holding it by the tip and seeing if it goes right or left. I've had good high-end rods that weren't splined right. And when I went to set the hook, the rod wrenched left or right.
Yeah.
And so it takes the power away from the hook set and the power away from playing it. And so when you get a higher end rod, you can almost be sure that it'll be splined right.
Yes.
Lower end rods, mass produced, you never know. But you can check it at the store. Travis is going to demonstrate because I turned Travis on to splining. And so Travis demonstrates.
Yeah, so guys are picking on me because my accent, spining, splining, whatever you want to call it. So
No, it's called splining.
This rod here was sent to me to do a video on. And I don't even know how to pronounce these guys. Pissy Fun.
That's weird.
Rod.
Pissing isn't fun. Pissy fun's not fun.
Anyways, so the first thing I do when I got it was I checked to see, and when I put pressure on it, you can see that it immediately bends to the right, Eric. It won't stay straight at all.
It ain't splined right.
It's not. So what do? I just put it up here on the rack, I guess.
I would, yeah. Let your clients use it and wonder why they can't get a damn hook set.
But here's another thing, guys. So, obviously our rod and reel setups are, expensive. This is what we do for a living. It's our passion. So
wait. This is what you throw on that rod because it doesn't matter because this bait does the work. Tom Pavlot Jr., thank you for the Moto Chug. Dude, Chuck Woolery, Moto Chug in the house from one of the viewers, Tom Pavlot Jr. Thank you, Tom. And I got another one. I won't show it yet, but that would work, man. I'm going to throw that on the upper bay. Catch me a slaunch, man. Look at that. Secondary action.
There you go. That's funny. As I was saying, so why I like the expensive rods is, the lifetime warranty. I'm not going to have to replace these rods ever. There's medium end rods that are just as good, and you can kick someone's butt fishing a Walmart rod. It doesn't matter. It's just, the fact that we fish so much. I'm really comfortable with this lineup. I'm glad you guys was able to share that with you. Everyone's got their own opinion. I know you guys will have your own. Keep in mind, you guys, and you know this, but when pros are hawking, one pro will be with a rod company for 2 years, and he's going to get a better deal and move on to another rod company. And then he's going to talk about it on social media, and there's different companies that do trickery, fuckery, if you will, when it comes to sales, social media, things like that. Don't get caught up into that hype. Try it for yourself, but listen, these pros are throwing these rods and reels because they're getting paid to do that. That's why they talk about it, and I know you guys are smarter than that, but that's what's happening. Do you agree, Eric? I mean,
yes.
These guys, if they weren't paid to fish these rods, they would probably be using different rods. That's my 2 cents.
Truth.
You just gotta be careful with that.
Talk about the sniper rod.
The sniper rod. Oh,
yeah.
So, a buddy I met at a fishing show makes custom rods, wicked custom rods. And I was hoping the rod would be here 3 weeks ago for the spawn, but it hasn't yet. But he's sending it for free, so I'm not going to call him up and be like, dude, where's my free rod? You know what I mean? I'm just waiting because I broke my other one. But I had him make a custom rod that's about 4.5 feet long. and it's going to be a spinning rod. It's a spinning rod. And what I use that for is when I really need to get in the sneaky areas where you're literally laying on your belly of the boat and you're like reaching into a spot to try to pitch a bait. Um, that's why I use that rod. It doesn't come out a whole lot, but it has cash checks in tournaments for me when I had to get a bait into a very hard to reach place. And I don't know if you've ever seen me with that rod, Eric. I think we might have caught a fish on it in a tournament together. I don't remember, but
Yeah, you broke the tip, and then we replaced the guide, and you just
yes,
went ahead and used it as your sniper
that's
rod.
right. That's right.
And guess what? You went out and won the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Sniper. Yep. John Tix, man. Yeah, I'm glad you asked the question about the Daiwa reel. So look, you guys know I love the crankbait. So if I'm on my boat, or if I do have a partner that allow me to bring like 3 or 4 crankbait rods, I'll bring them, especially if we're cranking for sure. So that's tournament specific. I'll bring all my rods with. But if we're in practice and we're on the fish and we know what we're going to be doing, if I'm cranking, I'm going to have multiple rods. I'm going to have a high-speed reel so I can burn a crank. I'm going to have a slow reel so I could just reel and don't have to worry about trying to slow myself down. But I'll tell you what, this Daiwa Tatula SVTW 103 XS is probably the smoothest casting crankbait reel I've ever thrown. Better than my Shimano's, maybe right there with the core, but I don't have a lot of cores, and I guess I could go out and find some used ones, but I'd rather have a new reel. And my buddy that owns a fish and tackle shop down in North Carolina, I can't mention it because Travis is sponsored by the Reel Shot, so it will be unnamed, but that's where I bought them. I hope your guy at Reel Shot carries these. Mm-hmm. But the guy that turned me on to is a viewer. Who was it? If you're listening tonight, you know who you are because you told me. Man, I went out and fished these down at Hartwell for the Bass Nation Championship, and all I can tell you is it's everything you said they'd be. Super crazy smooth. The braking system is absolutely ridiculous. I had like 0 overruns on my light flat sides. It was freaking fantastic. So, yeah, hey, Daniel, you're probably right. I probably should get us these.
So a couple questions on that sniper rod. So I'm putting braid, 30-pound braid to probably 15-pound fluorocarbon. Bait of choice is going to be some type of small creature bait on a Texas rig or a small little jig. That's where I'm chucking that in some hard to reach places. It's a medium heavy action, so it's a pretty heavy rod for. I mean, listen, we don't have the biggest largemouth around, but a 5-pounder in a hard to reach spot, behind the piling and some ropes and a boat, I got to have a pretty good rod to. As soon as I get that bite with that little rod, there's no drag or nothing. It's just I set that hook and just try to pull them out of there. It's like an ice fishing rod, really.
True, right?
But it's not crazy, something, I'm talking about. I'll pull it out if I come across. It's got to be a specific thing. It's got to be where, okay, there's a boat here. There's a boat here, there's a rope here, there's a piling here, and I want to just get back behind the motor, and there's no way I can fit a big-ass rod. I have to bend down over a rope, and it's a 2-3 pitch place, and I put that rod back down, and I know I might not come across another area the whole day where I need that rod, but it's there in a tournament if I need it. What else we got, E?
All right, you got more rods?
No.
Oh.
Keep talking.
I thought you told me not to talk.
No, you're allowed to now.
Oh. Why, thank you.
Yeah, so we're up to 630 now.
Woo-hoo!
You guys missed the best part.
Keep sharing and liking. So I've been looking.
Sorry, Eric. Sorry.
It's pretty good. That's pretty funny, man.
I had to do it.
I like that. So I took a page out of Ryan Saltzman's book and Brent Anderson, who we had on the show, because that man can throw a topwater in big topwaters. So I went out and got me something other than a Loomis.
What'd you get?
I got the Brent Anderson big topwater rod by Redemption Rods. You guys can see that? Redemption Rods. It's the big topwater by Brent Anderson. It's a 7 foot. And it is a let's see, it's a 7 foot medium fast. And Brent throws like, oh my gosh, I mean, like anything from, I mean, honestly, if I'm feeling this action in the studio, I mean, I could throw a small Rico, I could throw a Rio Rico, I could throw any walking bait on this because he throws all the big walking baits on this rod. He does use braid, by the way. And I can't remember, what did Brent say on the show? Does he use 65-pound braid or 50-pound braid? 65
I
maybe. I
don't
don't know.
know.
Travis, you're making an awful lot of noise, dude. What are you doing? So I'm going to use a Shimano Curado 201E7 on this one, 7-1, and I'm going to spool it up with braid. I think I got 50 on this, but man, I like it's made in the USA, by the way, and I really, really love uh, how light the blank is. So we'll see if it's durable. It's got those. It does not have a ceramic insert. It's got the metal insert. So I don't know what these guides are, but for braid, that's probably a good thing, right?
Yes.
So there you go. That would complete my 5 rods. Gotta have them special. But I think as important is what's in the bag. What's in the bag? What's in the bag? What you got, Travis?
So, a couple comments I just saw that I didn't talk about. You see these
65.
two
Thank you,
rods
guys.
here have lead weighted tips on them.
Yeah, the jerk baiting, baby.
Yeah, so this is a nutter rod. I have two of them. This is when I jerk bait, but with a specific jerk bait. And what that tip does, because it's weighted, when you stop it, it is supposed to not put added action. It's supposed to soften that rod tip to not give that jerk bait action that you don't want it to, if that makes sense. They're fiberglass rods. I normally don't throw that jerkbait that I use this a lot with too often. So I found that using that 705 Dobbins is the perfect, especially for my mega bass, my pointer 100, some of the Japanese jerkbaits that I use. So I don't use these too much, but I still have them with me. And I actually pulled it out and took it to upstate New York recently with me and did catch some fish on it. So
That's pretty cool.
yes. What else, Holmes?
Your show tonight, bro.
Well, I got another pissy fun green spinning reel, heavy.
Nobody wants to hear about that crap.
All right. Nutter jerkbait rod. Steve Daniels designed them.
I think there was an article about that in Bassmaster one year.
Could have been, yeah.
A guy did really well in a tournament on it, and everybody's like, "What the hell's on the tip of that rod?"
Sure.
I think he made it at home or something.
How do I do maintenance on my reels? So, I don't. I clean them and whatever. So I try to trade my reels in every 2 years. So I'll fish all my Shimano Curado reels for about 2 years. And I made a video about this, but just so you guys know, I'll sell them all, and like on eBay or Bass Boat Central, Facebook, whatever. And then I'll place an order for the next year. I'll call bait shops, tackle companies, and I'll say, listen, I'm going to buy 25 of these reels. What kind of deal can you get me on it? And normally, I'm only spending about $20 extra per reel to upgrade to my new reels for the following season. It'd be nice if Shimano just sponsored me and gave me them, but that's not the case. I have to do it the hard way. But that's how I do it. So I don't do too much maintenance to them, just because I don't have time. And I don't know. Do you clean your reels, Eric? I mean, I'll
No,
wash them down. I don't know, man. I can't get into it. If I take a reel apart, I'm not gonna be able to put that thing back together. I don't know how to replace bearings. I don't know any of that stuff. So I suck at life when it comes to that.
yeah, you can just send them out, but you just sell them, so you don't have to worry about cleaning them.
Well, I've sent them out in the past too, but I mean, what's 25 times? What are they asking to clean a reel? $30 a reel? I
Don't
mean,
know.
You want to spend $600 to get your baitcasters cleaned every year? I don't.
Well, if you're keeping them.
Yeah, if you're keeping them. Not this old boy. Let me turn this around, Eric. I can have a seat and kind of go through some questions with you guys. We're going to do our giveaway here shortly, even though we didn't hit 1,000 views. And 6 thumbs down, Eric. What's up with that tonight? Did we suck that bad?
This is your show, bro.
Might be a lot of haters tonight.
I don't think so.
We
6
don't mind
isn't.
haters. Side note, doesn't matter if it's thumbs up or thumbs down. The algorithm sees that you're watching. Do what you gotta do, haters. Hey, we found out, Eric, we have some haters. Our little auction. Here's my theory. So remember Hopper or Hooper?
Yeah.
He kind of screwed us on the first auction.
Yes.
Well, he came back as Parker.
That's awesome.
Is it?
I think it's funny.
All the kids in the basement are thumbing down now. Eric, what do you got to give away? Did you tell us yet?
No, I was waiting for 700.
Okay, well, wait. I'm going to try to turn. So listen, what I'm doing, guys, I have my little, normally I sit the opposite way. So I have to take my wires and everything and turn the computer without disconnecting you guys. So bear with me a second. Eric, you want to read some comments, take over while I try to readjust for 1 minute here. Shouldn't be that complicated.
Cool. This is cool. I like it.
What do we got?
Ron Depot's in the basement. St. Cress hadn't got his stuff from the auction, Travis.
Well,
Dang it.
Well, he should have. He's not too far from me.
East Tennessee Don, that's right, man. Bass Pro actually, the butt weights are pretty cool, man. For if you've got a really heavy stick, Bass Pro Shop sell this thing straight up. It's got like a butt end to a rod. It's pretty big, and it comes with lead inserts. Man, it will counterbalance a heavy rod. Because if you've ever held a rod that's tip heavy, it sucks to fish it, especially when you're flipping. You put that on, and it'll make that butt section heavy, and it just feels so much lighter in your arm. Check it out. No joke. It is money. Somebody asked about Mojo. Mojo is a heavy rod, but it's a good rod. But if you use one of those butt balancers, man, it does the job. It's really, really cool. Full show. All right.
Flat A cranks. What's your opinion on flat A cranks?
One of my favorites. Flat A is legendary. One of the best flat cranks ever made. No doubt about it. Got one hanging right in a special color that I try to replicate. Let's see if I can get it off in time. Uh-oh. Got a Pop Max trying to get in the game. Jeez, why am I struggling? Can't seem to. There we go. And this crazy pink trick worm with this nose hooked.
All right, guys, so don't forget to share this. Let's get this going. We're going to pick a winner. Some guys are asking how we pick a winner. Well, this computer program I have randomly, I click your name here for guys that are telling me that they're sharing on social media, and it'll randomly pick a winner here. Everybody wants to hear a UFO story. I thought I already talked about that. That's for after hours, guys. Come on.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll show the bag real quick because I've been talking about it forever. So this is the, can you guys see it?
Yeah.
This is the spider wire sling bag. They also make a bigger version, which is basically it's got the double straps like a backpack. But man, I could go anywhere in the country with this bag with my little tackle system in the car and basically load this up and go catch bass. But this is the cool part. I kind of thought of this on my own, and I'd like to show everybody. So these are shower curtain hangers right here, these little metal clips. I'm going to take one off and show you. And see these little green things on the side of the bag? these little clips fit right in. And this is how I do my speed plastic systems. This is really cool. So I carry a bunch of plastics with me in my truck. And then based on what I'm going to be doing for the day, I basically load them up. And so see how that hangs right there? So what do I have? You guys know I love a French fry. And that's the bag of French fries that I took out pre-dipped, double dipped on the Delaware River with Greg DePalma and Mikey Powers to come in third place. And every single fish we weighed in came on that bait on a drop shot. DePalma was drop shot in a robo worm. Mike Powers was not drop shot until about the last 15 minutes. And I drop shotted the whole day. And every single fish we weighed in, including the big 4-pounder, came on that right there. Green pumpkin, Zoom, French fry. It's one of the most versatile baits. You can shaky head this thing. You can Ned rig this thing. You can wacky rig this thing. You can Texas rig this thing. Did I cover it all? Holy shit. And it gets bit. Dye the tail orange, red, chartreuse, whatever you like, and it works. So that would be one bag of plastics that I would bring. So I've got some other things. So I would also bring some stick baits, like Senko style baits, right? So let me take this one off. So here's my little Senko style baits. I've got a green pumpkin watermelon red laminate. Love that color. I'm going to throw a trick worm in there, right? You got to have a trick worm. And I'm also going to have a swamp crawler. For those of you guys that know, you know. Dynamite bait to wacky rig, weightless. You can wacky rig it with a small little nail weight in the end, 1/32, 3/32, whatever you like, based upon your water. You can Nico rig it. You can drop shot it. Dynamite, and everybody knows the power of a Senko. There you go. That's my second bag of plastics. Then I'm going to have some creature baits with me as well. So this is my last bag. 2 more bags of plastics, and then I'm done with my plastics. What you got, Travis?
One of our viewers sent a Instagram video to me of videotaping us, and he had his browser open to another thing, and it was just funny.
Nice, man. So I'm going to have a Sweet Beaver. I'm going to have my Sweet Beaver 4.20. I'm going to have a creature bait, Baby Destroyer for Missile Baits, Dynamite, and Super Bug. And then I'm going to go for some type of green pumpkin tube because during the spawn, after the spawn, if you're not flipping a tube around, you're not getting bit. So there you go, man. It's a sleeper bait. You guys can Texas rig it. You can rig it multiple ways. You can drop shot it. You can do whatever. I mean, literally, you can Carolina rig it. Are you kidding me? And then, of course, you guys know I throw the TRD. And then look at that Z Baits Bamboo Bomber. It's getting in the game this year. I hope Z Baits is watching, man. So that's my plastic selections. And you guys know I love to do Nico rigging. Here's my little Nico system. I think you guys have heard and seen the way that maybe I'll do one. What do you think, Travis?
What are you doing, Nicoing?
I'm going to show you guys something really cool. Everybody knows about this way to wacky rig, but do you know about the other way to wacky rig, Travis? Do you know?
Yes.
What do you know about it?
I mean, there's 100 different ways. I mean, what is this?
There's only one correct way, though.
Okay.
Who's seen this tool?
Oh, yes.
Who's seen the wacky band tool? Okay, so everybody knows this tool, right? Everybody's seen this one where you stick the Senko in the end, right, and you flip the little O-ring over it, right? But how many people have seen this next way I'm about to show you? And why do you think it matters? And I'm going to tell you why I think it matters. You could disagree with me, but that's cool.
Who owns that? Who sells that?
Well, Tacklecraft has for sale.
All right, I got to make a note. I got to get me one of them.
Right. So here's the wacky. Yeah, he sells the wacky bands. There's some cheap wacky bands.
Does he sell
and there's
the
some
tool
good ones.
or just the bands?
He sells both.
Okay.
He sells both. So you put the band right here, okay? Let me get a stick bait and I'll rig one up for you so you can see. Here you go. Okay, here's a Senko. It's a white Senko. Let's do it. And it's a 4-inch Senko. So basically what I'm doing, you can spread the tool. See it? And you stick it right through here, right? And then you apply it wherever you want it on your Senko, okay? And then I remove it. And then what I like about this, right, is when I take my wacky hook, I'm sticking it through the worm and I'm biting a little bit of the plastic. So it's correct. To me, that's correct. The other way, when you're wacky banding with this wacky band, now let me put this one on and show you the difference. I want to be able to pull that bait and have it sitting at a 90 degree. I think I get better action from the bait rather than pulling it, and I'll show you the way with the black band.
Wow.
1 second, please.
No, I'm just. Some guys are catching some big smallies near Pittsburgh. David caught a 6, a 5, and a 4. I didn't know they got that big up there.
That's huge, man.
Isn't that the Three Rivers? I thought they were small up there. They must have grew in the last couple.
Right. So here's your traditional black wacky band, right? Everybody's used one of those before, and everybody knows how to do it, right? You're sticking it this way.
Like a gyno tool.
So when I'm pulling this, I feel like I'm pulling it this way, and I get a lot of line twists. My Senko's constantly twisting. I want to pull it the other way, and I want to have that hook point out, so when the fish grabs it, I'm totally getting a more positive hook set because the hook is up and down versus sideways like this.
Now, would that work with the bigger stick baits, like the 7-inch ones? I would assume.
100%. Yeah, that wacky band is silicone and super flexible. So yeah, so there's a tip for you right there. So I'm bringing my little Nico weights and I'm putting some wacky bands in a pack like that, so I'm good. I'm bringing my little weedless wacky.
Yes.
I do love this weedless wacky too, by the way, because that's weighted weedless wacky. I'm bringing a pack of shaky heads, 1/8 ounce or 3/16, and I love this one from Shin Fukai because it's a Gamakatsu hook. You know I love it. I'm bringing my Gamakatsu drop shot, and I'm bringing my rebarb hook, man. And then I'm bringing some tungsten weights, a variety pack for Texas rigging, right? And then I'm bringing some EWG hooks, whatever you like. And then I'm probably going to bring a weighted screw lock Senko hook from Gary Yamamoto. This thing provides some crazy action with the way it's weighted. So that's really all I need for my plastic setups, right?
Yeah.
That ain't a lot of tackle.
No.
And basically in this bag, I'll show you where I hide it all. And I actually have some extra things in here because I just was showing you a few things. Of course, I'll have my trailer hooks. But right here, this is a little sunglass. This is for my sunglasses, but I don't use it for sunglasses. That's where I put all my packs. Right here, man. So I could just open it up. My decoy egg snaps. I got some Ned rig heads there. I got my weights. I've got my little Senko tail spinners. I've got my trailer hooks. I've got my sneaky trailer hooks that I told you guys about in my buzzbait episode.
Oh, yes.
I even got a little lead wrap if I want to weight a flat side. I got my little ear thing for rattles right here that I carry with me. Don't sleep on a rattle. And a pack-a-crawl, by the way. I didn't show you pack-a-crawl, but anyway. But look at that. How cool is that, Travis?
I love it.
I mean, boom. I get to my freaking terminal tackle.
That's a hell of a bag. A haircut.
Check this out.
I'm reading
Look at this. And then here's my skinny Plano right here. And I can do a little mix, right? For that tournament, I had a mix. And then I can actually fit another bigger box in here. And this is the box that I fished with Bill Kramer on the Battle of the Border. That's all I took. And there's the black Hubs chub that caught the first bass. So I got 2 hard boxes in here. And then this compartment, I have more space for, like, holy shit, a bag of buzz baits right there. I have some spinner baits, swim jigs, because it has another package in front right here. Another compartment. And then on the sides, this is where I carry my leader material. I mean, how cool is that freaking bag, dude? Come on. Talk to me, Chief.
It just reminds me of a bag I recently got this week in the mail.
A homeless guy is what you're trying to say.
No. It's all good. Guys, so I wanted to just get a quick taste of how my hair was growing tonight, so I thought it'd be funny before the show to wear the old visor like I used to. That's why I look a little different. I'm going to probably let it grow, even if we can get a haircut soon. I might do this all summer and see how wild and crazy we can get, if anyone's wondering, because I've been getting called out on the hair.
Kuda, I gotta look on the Plano skinny boxes, man. Somebody out there, they probably know it. Look for Plano Slim. Plano Slim. Bass Pro Shops has them in stock. And every time I see them, I buy them off the rack because those things save me space. It makes me be more judicious with my tackle selection. So when I get out on the water, instead of 40 things or something, I really got to go to my go-tos, my favorite Rico, my favorite, mid-size popper. I can carry a couple stick baits with me, walking baits, Super Spook Junior, a Sammy, a Gunfish, a Whopper plopper, maybe two different size Whopper ploppers. But it makes me really think through, okay, what are the baits that are proven? What do I really need for the time of year? Limit the tackle selection. I've got my speed bag with my little, ring for my plastics that I set up, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, these are just
So,
shower
guys,
curtain
this
rings,
is the
guys.
bag that I got earlier this week. What's nice about this bag is I'm going to be able to store things like this mirror that gives me 8 times to help pluck the eyebrows. I also have a little dentist kit in here that
What?
allows me to, and then I also got some lip balm. So I'm going to be able to put the hairspray, the gel, and then what's cool about this is if I get into like a hotel, I can just hang that on the shower curtain.
Well, that's handy, Travis.
Eric.
What?
Hey, we're showing off our bags, man. That was my man purse.
I feel you, man.
I'm upgrading, bro.
I just wanted to show one of my favorite little shallow water crankbaits because it's in play. That's my gold foiled that I did myself, gilded gold baby 1 minus OG. Dude, I crushed them on that thing, man. They ate that thing with abandon. I was burning it though. And then for you guys that don't know, this got a little hook rash on it. This thing did some work, man. I hate showing it, but I'm gonna. So this is my Hubs chub. See the hook rash right there? First cast in that tournament caught a 4 and change to help us get third place in that battle of the border, man. Virginia versus Maryland with my boy Billy Kramer. Listen to this bait. Listen to how loud that is. And check out the big ass prop on the back of that thing. Holy crap. I had to cut off the hooks that came with it, put a split ring on each. And there's my leader from that tournament, man, with a little grass on it. Damn. That thing is saucy, man. It gets wrecked. Hubs chub. What you know about it, Travis?
Well, I do know in the comments, a lot of guys are asking how many rods do I have as far as like a repeat, like a number, like the same model. So that's a good question. So the 734s, I own 3 of them. That was with the Co-Angler's best friend rods, the rod that's very versatile, the Dobbin 734. I have 2 of the 704s, 3 of the 705s, those fiberglass rods, 2 765s. So I keep doubled up and triple up on my fiberglass rods for cranking. And then, of course, my spinning rods.
Money.
Eric.
Money.
All right, guys
Money.
wanted to know, Eric.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're not fun tonight, dude. I pull out a man bag, and all you want to do is keep talking about a freaking buzzbait. Listen, we got a giveaway to get to.
Well, you do it. You draw it, man.
Let me take a look here.
What?
God. Eric, you are insane, dude.
I can't help myself because I got to talk a little bit of baits, man.
You've been
so much on the
talking
tackle
baits all night.
I can't help it. Look at that chatterbait did some work. Damn, I had to recolor that with a Sharpie. Bring yourself a black Sharpie if your blade gets busted up, and then you could just make it black again, boys and girls. That's a great little tip for everybody, man. Make sure you got a black Sharpie. Yep.
Oh, hey, let's talk recent current issues in the life of SmallmouthCrush, Eric. Can we do that?
Sure. Oh, I didn't show that.
Or you just want to freaking hold up random baits all night?
Well, I have to throw that in. People are asking, man. They were like, show it.
I want to give you guys an update. So my new boat's going to be ready by the end of this week. I was trying to sell my boat because I can make a transaction, but I don't have a buyer right now, which means I lost $3,000 or $4,000 on trying to save for the tax write-off. So if you trade in a boat, you save a lot of money on taxes. Well, that's not going to happen because I wasn't able to find a buyer for my old Nitro. So I kind of got screwed on that deal. So I own 2 boats right now, a 2019 and a 2020. So Eric, if you're interested in, you got issues too, don't you, with your Skeeter?
No, I'm gonna sell it this week.
Are you selling it?
Yeah,
Like you have a buyer lined up?
I already did last year.
Oh,
Yeah, man. Well,
well,
yeah, it's not hard to sell a Skeeter with 30 hours on it
right, right.
in mint condition.
I agree.
I
So
mean, it's basically factory showroom new.
it is. It is.
Oh, Rich, I use Smelly Jelly, bro. I have it in my bag, man. Plus a marker.
So the good
Bass
news
Bass
is
Feast.
I'm able
UV.
to guide next week. So we're running trips. I'm pretty much booked for the whole month of May. June I have
Come on, everybody, clap in there. Let's do it. Let's give a round of applause. He's
yes,
back in
yes,
the.
yes. June I have maybe 4 or 5 dates left if you guys are interested. And then for Lake Ontario, I have 4 dates left in August. We saw the June bug already, Eric. I got one.
No, somebody just asked for it again. Sorry, I have to show it every time
But does
somebody
yours
asks.
have the red dots? Is it red like mine?
Dude, I painted yours,
Oh
so
yeah, that's
yes.
right.
Why would I give you anything other than the best June bug crankbait I could paint?
Good point.
Thank you. I am the inventor of the June bug crankbait.
You are.
I've never
I'll
I've
give you
never
that.
seen I never saw one.
All right, so
And I've seen a lot of
first of all, I
crankbaits.
want to thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We're not ending this live stream. I just want to thank you guys for sharing. It does mean a lot. Eric, put that freaking bait down.
You actually can't.
I have a winner, so I'm giving out a handful of these O-rings. I know it's lame, but they are pretty cool, and I hope you guys will appreciate it. So the winner is Scooby MC7. Let me write that in. Scooby MC7 wins. Contact me at this email. Just say I won and your address, please.
Robert, that's a repaint of the Sun Perch. It's not an original. I was trying to get close with a buddy of mine. I mean, that's decent. It'd probably catch him.
Oh, that's a nice color, dude.
Yeah, but it's not what I want.
Let's see that again.
We're still working on it. We're still working on the reproduction of the Sun Perch for everybody out there. I will have, I don't know, I think I ordered 20 once he gets the color right. Stay tuned for an update. I demand a recount.
Um,
Red rubbers for you. Woohoo!
Eric, do you have a giveaway?
Yeah, but I have a show and tell first.
All right, we'll wait a little bit.
Right. So Tacklecraft has been busy in his lab, and I was pining over something I saw at the Classic. So I'm going to show you guys a regular chatterbait head. This is the size of a regular chatterbait blade, and then this is the size of this chatterbait blade. What do you guys think? And then here's the little sauciness that I tied up. This is a 3/4 ounce, just FYI, with this monster blade. And then I tied that skirt. It's got some purple UV, some flash boo. It's got a few strands of chartreuse. And check out that little freaking saucy trailer, man. Look at that thing. Look at the action on that trailer. Oh my God. I think it's going to get destroyed. What you all think, man? I painted the head. It was raw lead, but I used a little Sally Hansen in silver. Does that look saucy or what?
That
Talk
does.
to me. Tell me what you guys think, man. I do sell some baits, beach and barbecue. Dang, man. I do. I'm going to sell some this summer, a lot. So anyway, that's Tacklecraft, by the way. I'm going to post a video on my IG just to show you guys the difference. But once again, the blade size is just for comparison. It's just cuckoo. It's cuckoo. Look at that. Are you kidding me? That thing's going to move some water, man.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. Wow is all I got to say. Wow. Pretty stoked. Yes, M. Jones. That's the thought, right? Yes, Steven Sekru. You are a smart YouTuber. You know. Mikey Balls. He was thinking about it for everybody that wants to know what that trailer is. Yeah, and I cut it down, by the way. It's a gambler eel. 8-inch, and they make it in a couple colors, but I like this pearl white. Yeah, oh no, it's called White Lightning. White Lightning. Anyway, pretty crazy, huh?
Hey guys,
Oh,
let me know in the comments if you want me to auction off at the end of the show about 6 lots that did not have buyers. I'm stuck with 6 lots still.
Sean, I'm gonna put up a web store on my Instagram, like a big cartel. It's built. I just haven't posted anything to it, or I'm gonna go through eBay. Some people have been telling me to like sell on Facebook Marketplace. I don't have Facebook, so I'm just evaluating the options. But I got a bevy of stuff that I'm gonna thin out this year, and it's all vintage, good shit. I don't buy any junk. I bought junk, but I won't be selling it. That might be the stuff I list on eBay. Big lots. Yeah, smallmouth addiction for sure, man. So my buddy Steve Chaconis, when he was fishing blade baits, so what he would do is he would heat up a silver buddy. He couldn't make it too hot, by the way. And then they would dunk it in motor oil. So they'd heat the metal, dunk it in motor oil, and it would do this like crazy rainbow shine on it. And he said he absolutely scorched him on that color because, so he would take a silver one and do that, by the way. So pretty cool idea. I've never dropped it in Coca-Cola, but I heard that's another trick as well.
Yes.
Yeah, man. There you go.
Hey Eric, did you see the text video I sent you earlier today?
Dude, you got to show it.
No, I don't have it ready to go. So.
Oh, man. Matthew, I have to say jackhammer versus shock blade. But I like that new pro chatterbait from Picasso. Yeah, the shock blade pro. Apparently the guys on the stream last time we talked about it said it's got a tighter action. So, and the blade's a little bit different. It's a little thicker. I think it's going to have a hard thump to it, but tighter vibration. So anyway, ballin', sell it on Instagram. Just post the bait you want. Let them sit for 1 to 3 days, and when it ends, whoever high bid wins. You don't have to pay fees. Ballin' 21. Thank you, man. Rich, I got a whole bunch of scarves for sale. I'm waiting till the end of the show to break them out.
Hey, when we fishing together?
Say, Cress, I did not seal the cork on my NRXs. I'm hoping like next week. Thunder Cricket. I've thrown the Thunder Cricket and caught bass on it.
Oh, hey, let's talk about the Thunder Cricket, Eric.
Yeah.
I threw it in on my past trip last week for smallmouth.
Yep.
I got it in my Monster Bass box, believe it or not. I never.
Nice.
Yeah, so I made a video for Monster Bass. The goal was to catch a smallmouth on every single bait in the box.
Nice.
And so we accomplished the mission, but the last bait was that cricket, and dude, I was really impressed with the action of that bait. And I like the fact that they kind of, not that it matters, but the blades are really nicely painted. They got little dots on them and, sparkle, stuff like that. Good vibration. I think that could replace a jackhammer. Is that wrong for me to say? Really? Ooh. See, I don't know, dude. I'm sold on it.
Throw it.
I'll tell you what, too, guys.
Put it to work. I'm not saying it won't catch them. I mean, there's been plenty of bass calls.
I made another video up north. This chatterbait CFL, the bladed football jig chatterbait, I crushed them on that. Eric, you watched live for a little bit. I made a video that'll be up in the next couple of weeks. I have to do the editing on that yet. But if you're not going to throw that and have that in your arsenal this year, you're missing out. I will have this tied on in deep, clear grass, rock, anything, and just slowly. I was using the what was it? The Turbo Croix, Z-Man Turbo Croix, a little kicking craws on the back of that chatterbait, Eric. And
yeah, that would work great,
dude. It was lights out, and I was so impressed with this bait. I was able to. I did 2 retrieves. I did a straight cast and then a slow retrieve where that football head was actually banging the bottom. I could feel it hitting rocks every once in a while. But a steady, slow retrieve, they would come up and grab it. Or I was fishing it, dude, just like you would a football head, right? Where you're dragging it and pausing it. And because of that Z-Man Plastics buoyant, the trailer, so those claws would kick up as I stopped, and then I would just drag it another 2-3 feet. The blade would kick a little bit. I'm sure it's not a true nice even kick. It's probably flips around and sometimes it wobbles a little faster.
Yeah.
But they responded really well to that bait, and it got me thinking of a lot of places I can use that. Especially think of a deep grass line with hard bottom.
Sure.
In the
Yeah,
summer months
that
for
would be
big
great.
ass largemouth.
Yeah, no question about it, man. Especially if you got rock button up to grass. I mean, what a great bait to throw, right? I'm all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Heck yeah. Finch nasty thumper chatterbait. I've heard good things about it. I don't have any. He does some wild stuff with fur and feathers. Definitely a different looking deal. Thicker blade, no question about it.
Hey, so Chris says magic eraser on the cork of your is he talking about on the cork of your reels
Yes,
or rods?
Works perfectly. I've used
Okay,
it.
so I'm a big fan of magic erasers. I have boxes of them. What I normally do, and maybe I'm doing it wrong because I do get a lot of residual. I do get some. Like it's probably not the right way to do it, but I take a fine steel wool to my cork.
You could do that too.
Or hot soapy water works, but the steel wool to me really takes off that nasty grime shit. And I only do that. I do it about once a year.
I used Brillo pads before because it had a little soap that worked nicely, and then got the soap out with a little soft brush. It's all the same. It's just an abrasive, right? So steel wool, fine, or magic eraser, whatever you like.
Yeah, yeah. Crazy. Wonder if
how many we got, man?
We are at 658, slowly falling off the face of the show here. What do we got here? Whoops, sorry.
Scotch Brite is a little better than steel wool. There you go, Beach and Barbecue. Thank you, man. It's awesome. Yes, if you're going to use the magic eraser, the industrial strong version, faux show. Toothpaste, M. Jones.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, Chuck P. I definitely I tie feather trebles all the time. It can be hard, but I love tying my own. I can put whatever colors I want in. I can put flash boo. I can add a red feather, with 3 white feathers. I can use different color frickin' thread to wrap. I fly tie, so I love it. I can use the hook size I want. I've never sealed my cork. I don't know how you do it. Nate, talk to us. Spray 9. That could work. We're way out of sync on Steven's screen, Travis.
Well, I'm sorry. Everything's lining up here, Brohim.
All right, cool, man. Anthony, I got a lot of rods. I don't sell anything. I don't think I've ever sold a rod. Maybe I've sold a couple. Maybe a couple GLX Loomises because I got some GLXs that I probably should sell. I don't fish them anymore. So if anybody's interested in GLXs, I might have a few for sale. I got some Smalley Specials. I got some GLXs. I got some IMXs. Yeah, if you're interested, let me know. I'll see what I got in stock.
Japanese chicken feathers.
Chicken feathers legit. That's the softest, springiest, liveliest feather you can get. And you can't get it on the ones you buy in the store, and they don't put them on the baits you buy. I know it sounds crazy to say it makes a difference, but when you're moving a popper, if you're working it slow, if you're burning your popper, who cares what's on the end, right? But if you're working it slow, you're going pop, pop, pop. So, and that feathers go like this, and it's like springy. That's secondary action.
So, your question was geared towards Eric about the leopard, the best chatterbait rod ever.
Jeff, that's hysterical.
That Dobbins that I just talked about earlier, I think was modeled after that leopard, but not at the high price.
So that leopard, did you know I threw that leopard with you when I first caught that chatterbait fish? Yes. This is the chatterbait, by the way.
Yes.
That's the one. And I had the leopard, and I still have it. I didn't sell it. I like the Chatterbound. I like the Chatterbound as a replacement that's readily available, fairly priced. They nailed the action of a great chatterbait rod. Chatterbound. If you're interested, you can buy them now. Dynamite, and I've thrown a chatterbait for a long, long time. Chatterbound. Boom. Because I always do it on my Loomis spinnerbait rod, which I absolutely love. Don't lose a lot of chatterbait fish on that. But, you're always looking for something new in the quest and all that. You listen to Brett Height, and he's got this nice leopard rod, and you go, well, maybe I should throw one too. So I searched and searched and finally got a hold of one. It's a great rod. But for the price, it's not a great rod. You could do way better with a Chatterbound. Taylor, I haven't thrown any Loomis's E6X, bro. I'd like to try it. Oh, Arctic Fox, man. Forget about it. It's one of the best materials ever made. I'd like to make some hair jigs for Travis out of Arctic Fox. I made a drop shot for Travis out of Arctic Fox. It's the everlasting gobstopper drop shot.
Yes. Jim Ghost, have I ever fished the lower Niagara? No, I have not. That's one place I'd love to get to.
Teckle is releasing a cool vibrating jig. That'll be cool to see. Kevin, yeah, I've got the X Pride 7.2 medium heavy glass. It's a great rod. You're right. Don't sleep on that one either.
Is the 734 the
nice,
best all-around
Justin.
rod? I don't know. I think it was 634. I might have typed that in wrong. Let me look. I suck. Yeah, 734. We're good.
Justin Hirschman's got some chicken feathers for me, man. I love it.
So, Eric, Thursday we're going live again, guys. I want to get a bait company lined up for Thursday night. I'm just not sure who it's going to be yet.
Who's in the running?
I don't want to drop names just yet, but we have a few guys.
You wouldn't want to drop any names.
Not yet.
Okay, fair enough.
Travis, top 5 smallmouth baits, go. 1 ounce War Eagle chartreuse bladed spinner bait. Megabass 110 Pro Blue jerk bait. Gajo Spirit Shad 3-inch black Cinco and a 2 3/4 get bit bait dark melon tube.
Boom.
That's just me.
Nice one. Well, I'd listen to Travis. He's SmallmouthCrush, for the love of God.
Well.
Right? Oh, yeah.
Rods. I've tried them.
He did try, man.
I had to send them back. I did not like them.
Not on the fly. Any thoughts on the upcoming 6 cents articulating square bill? It's got my attention. We shall see. Anything that can hunt, I'm interested in. That's the action everybody's looking for.
What can he do with the 734 rod? Top water, spooks, open water, swim jig, spinner bait. Man, what can't you do with that rod?
I mean, that's enough said.
It's the best slipless rod for grass I've ever found.
Nice.
You can throw a chatterbait. I got some things I throw on it.
Travis, I mean, how do you like that SmallmouthCrush bottle, bro?
I know.
Look at that, man.
I know.
That's a swell bottle.
It is.
With SmallmouthCrush.
Hey, guys, in about a week, I guess I'll make the announcement now. In about a week, I'm going to have a new piece of merchandise available for you guys as well. SmallmouthCrush merchandise helps support the channel. Buffs, some kick-ass buffs.
Just in time for COVID, wave 2. Travis, you're the man.
Yeah. And we're not going to rape you on price, I promise you. It's going to be very reasonable, so I'm excited to share that with you guys. Basically, going to sell them for what I'm paying them for just to get them moving. But I got 1,000 of them coming. Pivot tables. Pivot tables. Is that a Excel deal?
Yep, it is, man.
So I'm not the best at Excel. I use it. I like to keep things organized, but I'm not that good at it. What would be a pivot table, Eric? Sounds interesting. YouTube.
A pivot table?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it brings new dimension to your spreadsheet, bro. Haas.
Really?
Read it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can learn it pretty quick on YouTube.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, there's so much I.
All right, what you all know about this spinnerbait? Because this is what I'm giving away.
That's what you're giving away?
The triple blade.
Who the
So this is
three-bladed spinnerbait?
dude, if
Get
then
out.
it just shows what you don't know about the shad spawn. Are you kidding me? You've never thrown a three-bladed spinnerbait?
I have.
You're shocking me right now.
I have.
Oh.
I was semi-joking.
Oh, it's a joke.
Yeah.
I got you. Right. So
while you're talking, I'm gonna generate the random pick thing and see who comes up.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a scorpion spinnerbait. It's made locally down in North Carolina. It's got a special skirt on it. I've been looking and hunting, and Kuda talked about this a couple shows ago, or did he? Was it somebody else, Travis?
Shit, I don't remember.
Anyway, I was looking for a white perch skirt, and I found one. That's it right there, man. This is the perfect white perch imitation. So when they run up and spawn, that's going to do some work for me. I got it in a different color too. Really? So whoever wins, I'll let him pick the color. Yeah.
All right. Let me hit
the random generator.
I'm gonna hit return right now. Ready?
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna type it in.
Type it in. So I got a
guys. Thanks for sharing.
So here's a blue pearl. So this is like glimmer blue, one of the best all-time triple bladed spinnerbait colors ever made.
Kuda is the winner.
Nice.
Huda. I just posted right below his comment.
Got the purple passion. This is a double bladed, and then you got the white perch. And then I might have one more. Let me go look. Hold on. I might have one more. Oh, I do. And this is like a blueback herring color.
All right, so Kuda, you have to get with Eric for this. You gotta send him your address.
Yeah, and whatever color you like.
And guys, thank you for sharing. We had a goal of 1,000. We had over 700 at one point. That's awesome. I almost wish you would have just kept going every night since we started, Eric, and it wouldn't be so. We would have been like super, super epic right now. But we're trying to get to a schedule. I know for the auction, I moved it to 7:30 and blah 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 for sure. Because I get a lot of messages, guys. Like I'll get like 8 messages on Monday. Hey, are you going live tonight? So we have a schedule. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then we might go on the weekends every once in a while just for the hell of it. But for sure, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 Eastern, we'll be bringing some good live episodes. I felt like this show, it was cool to talk baits or talk rods and reels. It's something I wanted to do. I know it wasn't the most exciting topic, but we got a lot of questions on what our favorite setups are. And if I'm always experimenting. I'm not closed-minded when it comes to that. I would love to find a better spinning rod than the Legend St. Croix Extreme, Eric. I would. Because
I already told you what it was.
Because I'd be all about it.
No, you wouldn't be. It's the Loomis NRX Conquest.
I didn't feel. I don't know.
Yes, you did. You said you did.
What's that retail?
Listen. You can change your mind if you want to and say it on film right now that you didn't think so. But listen, you were like, now what am I going to do? We talked about it on the phone 3 times after you threw my spinning rod up on Superior or Ontario. You're like, now I got to buy. What am I going to do? It's going to cost me. And then you decided not to. I'm like, dude, your Legends and Extremes are awesome. There's no reason to switch. So why do you want to switch? That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Okay.
Unless you get a sponsorship.
Yeah.
And by the way, it blows my mind that you're not sponsored by a rod or reel company.
I have been approached. I'm not going to grab some random company, dude.
No.
It has to be
Time
better.
out. Here's
than
the deal.
A St. Croix Extreme.
Sure. I think the challenge for you is because you fish a different line of bait casting rods that puts you in a quandary. Because if a rod company sponsors you, you got to use
Not
one brand.
every yes.
So you're kind of hosed. So you're out of the running for a sponsorship unless you go all one brand.
And I can
You
do
should
that.
be on the Shimano Pro staff, hands down.
Shimano.
Yeah, you should be getting whatever discount Shimano Pros get. Don't they get like some silly number? Now, with the current economy, that
Yeah.
could have changed because a lot of pros are losing deals.
Are they?
So, but yeah, already, dude, for sure, man. Yeah, I mean, who's out fishing? Who's out buying? I mean, there's a lot. There's 30 million people are out of work.
Mm-hmm.
Some dudes that fish are probably out of work right now. I mean, they're getting a government check, but that's not enough to, pay the rent, buy food, and spend money on fishing. If you're employed right now, you're lucky, fortunate.
That's why my nitro's not moving.
I mean, that's just a fact of the matter right now. It kind of sucks. But anyway, you should. But if you want to continue to throw Dobbins for your bait casters, and I get it. Once you get comfortable with something, it's just crazy to change.
Yeah.
And you won't compromise, and I wouldn't either. I fully feel you, man. That's you've tournament fished with these things. The money's on the line. You've tournament fished for big checks in Costa. I wouldn't be changing my gear. No way.
Right.
Unless I love the full line of someone's stuff, and I don't know that you've ever actually picked up a bait caster because you're such a spinning rod guy. But if you picked up a G Loomis bait caster in NRX or a Conquest, you'd go, holy shit. And it would be going like, yeah. But if you're going to go pay retail, don't do it.
Yeah.
I would only do it if they gave you a great deal.
Sure.
Because what do you pay for a Legend Extreme?
$440.
You would be buying it for less on a sponsorship deal. Because I know a couple guys who have sponsorship deals, they pay less than that.
Sure. With St. Croix?
No, for the NRX and Conquest.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
I mean, you throw Shimano reels. You seem to like them.
I do.
Got your CI4 Plus. You got your Shimano Curados.
I heard rumors.
So you're almost there.
I heard they're introducing a new CI4.
Yeah.
I hope not. I don't want to go through that upgrade again.
Well, you sell all your reels anyway every 2 years, so you're about due for it.
The spinning reels, those been holding up. I have some for the last 4 or 5 years. I don't upgrade those.
I mean, that's kind of cool to hear you say that. I mean, I'm happy for you. And by the way, I mean, that's the reel that probably gets the most use in your boat, and that's without cleaning them. I mean, like really, you're not even servicing them as a minimum.
No.
You're not even watching a YouTube video about actually how to add oil to certain areas that need it. No, and that's amazing that they're still performing 4 or 5 years later. I mean, it's a testament to the reel, right?
Yeah. Hey, that reminds me, I had on my note. I have I want to get a different Dobbins. I have a Dobbins rod that I don't use. I'm going to see if you guys want to buy it. I'm going to use this platform to auction off a Dobbins rod right now, if you don't mind.
Well, I'm going to take a snack, and good luck.
Okay, so this is the Dobbins 704C split handle. Now it's beat up. It retails for $250. It's going to be a good rod, but I just don't have use for it. I want to buy another 742. So if anyone, let me know in the comments if you want to buy a 704C, a Dobbins Champion Series 704C. It's not the prettiest looking rod, but I'm going to make a deal on it. So it retails at $250. I'll sell it for $125 if anyone's interested.
First bidder that gets $125 gets the rod.
Whoever says I'll take it for $125, you got it. I'll go show you it first. Let me grab it.
Yeah, you might want to show them. Carl agreed. Carl, he should be. But he's kind of screwed when he throws Dobbins and then Shimano, and he's all over the map. But I get it.
And so the wording on this is, you see what I mean? How this happens from a year-old Dobbins. It doesn't matter. The paints, everything's chipped off of it. This is the 704C split handle. It's, I mean, $130 ship is a pretty good deal for that.
Sean Lai says he'll take it.
Sean don't want it. Sean don't need it.
All right, you're gonna have to read the comments. You're on your own, bro.
Yeah. Well, Sean said it first. I'm gonna let you guys. Sean, you were before Charles. Charles takes it. Sean, do you want it or not?
Somebody asked about the CI4XNs. Here it is, 4,000. So I moved up to a bigger spool. I hate line twist. And I used this reel with Travis for the first time up in last year in May. And I was super impressed. I threw it on my Conquest, which is a medium Conquest 7.6. And I just ordered a 7.6 medium heavy Conquest. And I'm going to pair it up with this one. I'll let you guys know what I think. So I'm excited about the Conquest line. Anyway, it's in, so I got to go pick it up.
Oh, man. So who was first? I don't care who's first. You guys deal with it. So, oh, shit.
Sean Lai says Steven Surku was actually first. CG3, it's super light. Are you talking about the rod? No, man. Beach and Barbecue, man. 4,000. It's not big, dude. It's super balanced on a 7.6. This thing is just it's super light. And on my Conquest, the 7.6 medium, man, it was super balanced. I threw the swim bait video that me and Trav did. We're talking about like the finesse swim baits, the Kitech 2.8s. I think I caught 8 fish in a row on this thing with one swim bait in the screw lock head that Travis sells through your tackle shop, right, Travis? Don't they have that screwed up jig head?
Yes. The Kitech?
Yeah, it's called at the Reel Shot. You can get the screw lock jig head. What's it called?
It's called the Reel Shot screw lock jig head. I don't know, Eric. Don't put me on the spot right now.
You gotta know. All right. Anyway, Travis will tell you. DM him. But I love that jig head.
Steven, I think you got my PayPal. Just make sure you put your address and what it is. You guys know the drill. Oh, my God. I got to talk to you guys. I got to rant real quick, Eric.
All right.
We had an auction. It was an awesome auction. I was able to move a bunch of stuff that I didn't need. I ended up buying buffs with the money. I reinvested into the business. But
not too shabby.
Yeah, I bought 1,000 buffs the other day. But whatever, long story. That was confusing. It took me, you called me a couple times during the day. I was so busy I couldn't answer, Eric. That next morning, I worked on packing up baits from probably 7:30 until about 5 o'clock that night. And then I had some follow-ups because some people don't like to put addresses and, stuff like that. It was crazy. And then I go to the post office, dude, made 3 big bin trips in. People were looking at me funny. It was the
during a pandemic.
I can't imagine how people like bait companies out of your house when you get 10, 12, 15 orders a day. That takes a lot of time to deal with all that.
Right.
No swivel on the drop shot, Gary.
Mm-mm. Definitely not.
Whoa, smallmouth addiction. The power pole trolling motor that's coming out, it has its own built-in battery. I knew they were coming out with one.
Built-in battery, what?
I don't know.
How do you do that?
What?
That seems crazy.
So a buff is one of them things you wear on your face to keep the sun off you and stuff.
To keep the coronavirus off you.
Yes.
Travis is helping keeping us all safe.
That's right. That's right.
And you could help the channel by purchasing one, and everybody's going to need them. No matter what you believe, you got to wear them.
So guys, I don't have the picture up.
Travis, don't you think like you're selling a reasonably priced buff, which would operate as a face shield for people going out. And most states in the country are asking you to do that, no matter what you believe. But you could buy a buff from Travis and stay safe and help out Travis.
Yeah, I'm not sure when they're going to get here, guys. I'm hoping the next week and a half.
I've never bought a Stella, spin to win. Never bought a Stella. Just couldn't see myself doing that. But I've reeled a flounder in with a Stella. Our buddy Jack Rinkers, Travis' old business partner in the yogurt shop. He had a Stella, and it's super smooth.
They're pricey, man.
Very.
I would love to. I don't know, man. If I was like a multi-millionaire, I would have all
Stellas.
That. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. All Stellas. Stella! But I wonder, like, if the Stella is better than the, is Stella still the flagship spinning reel in the Shimano lineup? Have you ever fished with a Stella?
No. I've held them.
No. Do you know people that fish with Stellas?
No.
Yeah. Do you think it's just the drag?
Oh, I guarantee it's, man. That CI4, that CI4 is pretty legit. Like, I don't know why you would have to, I don't know at what point is something better than that. Like,
yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Do you think you've ever lost a fish because the drag didn't work as smooth?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I have. Mostly it's my own fault.
Dave's got a point, Travis.
What do you say?
But you're right. You're right. I don't know about the Stellas versus the Conquest. I'm not Conquest, the Exents or the CI4. I know the black one that I have is a CI4 Plus. I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't thrown that Twisted Rosie. Is that what you're talking about?
Where the frick can I find the damn thing?
I like Stella, the beer. Stella Artois.
Yeah, I used to drink that beer.
Yeah, Spin to Win Stratic says, man, I have Stellas, and he says, while the drag is super sweet, the CI4 is a great workhorse of a reel, man. Buttery smooth, especially for the price. So stick with the CI4s, man, unless you got bank.
Mm-hmm.
Van Staal. Wow, how about that, Van Staal, man? Oh, wow, Nate Summers upgraded the drag on your CI4. How'd you do that? Steve Hardy. Damn, Travis, that's freaking loud, dude.
What is?
The popping.
Oh, I don't. Jesus. I can put my ear things in.
Travis, what line would you use for a 1 ounce spinnerbait?
17 fluoro.
When are the hyper grubs getting back in, bro?
I don't know.
I found a company that sells the hyper grubs in stock.
Well, let me know. So the buffs, guys, here's what I'm gonna do. I can't sell them right now, but so I have two colors. I have a gray and a black, and they're really cool. They have my logo. I'm gonna sell them at $6 a piece plus shipping. So shipping's probably $3. They'll come to be like $9 a piece, or I'll do two for 10. And so hopefully, shit, if all 700 of you guys decide to buy one, I'd be able to make rent this month at least. E to the G.
10-4.
All right, we're after hours right now. I'm gonna try to get rid of a couple lots while Eric's checking his email. I got a couple unpaid for auction stuff we gotta go through. Parker's Pack Across. The Yeehaw swim baits. I only have three. Oh, I got 4. 5. Sean, I know you'll buy some buffs, bro. Oh, what do we got? Colors are going to be gray and black. Yeah, I don't have the buffs. Are the buffs Lululemon? Travis, we got you. I know you guys are good for it. UFO stories. Man, let's start out with this big-ass bag of spinner baits. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. I'm sure I'll sell a few right away. Yeah, some of this is Parker. So there's like 6 chatterbaits in here, original chatterbaits, spinner baits. This is lot 1. The buffs are the buffs Lululemon. Travis, we got you. I know you guys. Hey, turn that down, Eric.
I don't know, man. I just
let's start out.
Guy wanted to video me, man. That was weird.
I got a bunch of Strike King spinner baits, 1 ounce Strike King spinner baits. I'm semi-selling vests. Wuhan buffs. Here we go, guys. Lot number 1. Bunch of random spinner baits and chatter baits. Eric's at 30. No, you guys can't buy them yet. I haven't gotten them yet. I'm just trying to sell like 4 lots that didn't sell from the last auction. Lot number 1, spinner baits. Eric's at $30. Here comes the good stuff. I need a piece of paper to write this shit down here. Eric's high bidder at $30. Lot 1. Yeah, call it. Where's Tom when you need him? Leopard print buffs. Sean's at 30. I gotta give it to Eric at $30 for the spinner baits.
Well, thanks, Travis.
A different Eric. Oh, Sean,
how many we got watching, bro?
Sean's at 35. $35 on the spinner baits. We have $6.50. Start talking, Eric, about your freaking baits you're so proud of while I do this.
No, you go ahead, man. You got the floor.
All right, Sean, you got it at $35. Oh, Casey Abel is 35. I thought Sean was at 35. Tom's calling it. Sorry. All right, Casey's got that. Oh, the next lot.
How many lots we got tonight?
3 or 4, Eric. It's okay.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. This is one Parker bid on. This is that shitload of Savage Gear swim baits. I mean, there's $150 retail shit in here. Tom's like, let me do my job, Brohim. All right, lot number 2, Savage Gear. I don't want to take them out of here. If you're into Savage Gear, it's some good stuff. I don't know, man. Savage Gear. I'll pour another glass of wine, Eric. So people just watch us raffling off baits and you checking your email and me pouring some wine. Is that what this world's come to?
I don't know. You know I don't want to be here for the auction, but I'll hang out.
Oh. Well, we're going to talk about some other stuff too, Eric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're let's go.
See, you snuck in this auction, man. That's dirty pool, dude.
I had to get rid of this stuff, dude. Codfishing. Codfishing did not win. We're not shipping Savage baits to Australia. Why did I spend over $100 on Savage gear? All right, let's get technical about it, guys. I'll take them out. Here's why. I watched a video about these swim baits, and they look really cool. I just never use them. I got sexy shad, perch, some weird hooks. I got these big things right there. Toss them in the trash. Parker bid $45 on these. Wait for the good stuff. All right, if nobody wants them, here's what we'll do. Screw that. If you guys want the Savage gear and these swim baits, these are the Yeehaw swim baits. Okay?
Yeehaw. Where'd you come across those, Travis?
I don't know. Yeehaw swim baits, Savage gear. It's 2 lots together. Anyone. It's going to cost me $8 to $10 to ship it, so give me something here. Come on, Tom, call it. Yeehaw swim baits. Savage. I'm going to have to pay them to take this. No, I didn't get my money from Parker. That's why I'm selling these. These were all Parker's bids. Come on, Yeehaw, let's go. Sean's 15. DDM, $20 for the whole thing. Highest bid's 20. Tammy's at 25. I'm going to let Tom call it. Good stuff. Tammy so far. I say we give it to Tammy for $25.
Wow, Travis. CM Siepka caught his personal best listening to some of the stuff I said on live the other day. Cranked a flat side Delta Red through a laydown that had easy access to water. It looks like it was a 7-8.
Really?
Water was 49 in eastern Massachusetts. Boom! Let me show you guys this PB listening to a little bit of flat side talk. Look at that jaint right there.
What?
How about that? Delta Red, flat side, cranking, bros. Taking the EE advice. Man, that makes me feel good, man. Thank you very much for sending that in.
That's pretty cool.
That is. That is so awesome.
Sean goes, his fiance is going to leave him if he buys any more baits. Sean, you bought a shit ton of stuff from me. Sean had like the most lots sold in the auction. I think he had like 5 different lots come his way. Eric, it was so bad. Sean messaged me the next day with what he thought he won. And right. I'm like, no, bro, you're way off. You did this, and this. Like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, he had to be there. It was funny. All right, last lot of plastics. It's the same thing, a bunch of flukes in good colors, white, smoked shad, fluke baits, and then I got 2 baby pack of craws and 2 packs of regular pack of craws in Okeechobee color. This is the last lot of baits we're going to sell. I'm just combining these 2 together. Anybody. It's going to cost me $9 to ship it. Tammy's not Parker. Tammy's legit. Am I auctioning baits so I can afford a haircut?
That's a good one.
Eric's at 15. Peter Parker got the last laugh. All right, we're at $15. Sean's at 20 for these. Wow, the hair just tuned in. Jeff's at 20. 21. Jeff Holland's at 23. I'm going to let Tom call it on those 2 packs of bulk plastics. But wait, there's more. Eric, are you participating in this live, or are you trying to get more followers on Instagram?
No, just responding to Sean Lai right now about my NRXs, dude.
Hey guys, by the way, if you haven't followed myself, SmallmouthCrush, and Epic Eric Official, Eric loves getting those notifications on his Instagram that's showing that you followed him. So definitely hit that follow button.
That's what I'm all about. I'm making a ton of money off this.
All right, Eric, you won the bait. 24.
Thank you, Travis. That's awesome.
$24 for all those? Shit. Fair enough. Tom, you called it. Eric, you guys, my PayPal's tspeedm@yahoo.com. I'm going to put that down here. Make sure you send me your address too, please. Act now while supplies last. Eric, I know you're going to appreciate this. I got 2 of these white shirts I want to get rid of. Size large, SmallmouthCrush, performance. Oh, shit. That one's stained. Next. Here's a size large. Size large, SmallmouthCrush performance shirt. Let's start the bidding out at whatever. This is just helping the channel here, guys. This is size large, white performance shirt. This is the last one. I don't have any more of these for sale. Size large. And then we can get back to tackle talk, Eric.
You got it.
No mediums, just the large is all I got, and I got a stained large shirt. I'm gonna throw it through the wash, and I'll sell it again next week. It's got some goobies on the back. I don't want to sell that. I'll give it to somebody. Size large. It's the only one we got. No stains. Wine stains. These guys retail for $35. I'm gonna let Tom call it.
Travis, I just got another story, and a guy I gave him a chatterbait tip.
Yeah.
He caught his personal best 5 bass limit. The guy in the front of the boat was throwing a jackhammer, and he was throwing something sneaky that I do, and he out-caught his partner 5-1 that day, and it was his best 5. He said there were boats all over the lake, and my buddy Billy Kramer just caught a 25-pound bag on the Potomac with another little chatterbait I turned him on to, and Billy Kramer is the river rat of all time. I love when I'm educating guys like that. That's what I do this for.
Yes.
To share the knowledge, share the techniques.
All right, let's talk. Yes. Dave, you got that for $20. That's a hell of a deal. Cost me $14 to buy it and $7 to ship, so you made out great. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Thanks, Dave. Let's not do that again. Well, what else we got, buddy? They want bedtime stories about UFOs. Let's do open topic. Let's just talk. wrapping things up tonight. Let's talk Upper Bay tides.
All right.
Let's talk.
You don't believe in tides, though, so that would be a short
No,
conversation.
I don't believe in tides. What does that
So,
mean?
okay, that's done. What's next? Pick one you believe in. Don't pick a shitty topic like that. You're just going to, like, don't believe in tides.
I did a whole episode tonight about rod and reel setup.
That was great.
How did I burn through a whole bottle of wine, dude?
I don't know.
How? How does that happen?
That's crazy.
Unreal. I go for about 4 more glasses before we end this show, but we should auction off a guided trip with you and me, Eric, someday.
Yes.
New to bass fishing, what's some good tips? Honestly, if you're new to bass fishing, the best thing you can do is watch YouTube videos.
Yes.
Just watch as many videos as you can.
True.
Oh,
But if you could only throw one bait as a new bass fisherman, and he only had a spinning rod to throw it on, he's going to get a medium spinning rod. He's going to get it with a fast action, 7 foot 1 inch. He's going to spool it with 10-pound braid, 10-pound fluoro leader, right?
Yep.
And what's he going to throw to catch a bunch of fish?
A 5-inch Senko.
Or
centipede?
Or
I don't know. Help me out.
That's, oh my God, you spend so much time throwing it. You know this.
A drop shot?
No.
A 7-inch power worm?
No, not at all.
I don't know then.
3-letter word, sounds like Ted.
Ned. Oh, a Ned. Yes. Yes.
Learn the 5 ways to fish a Ned rig by Ned Kahady. He won't take credit for the invention of the technique, but he sure did master it.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole reason behind the Ned rig was it was people that wanted to go out and catch a bunch of fish.
Jesse goes a night crawler on a bobber. I'm going to tell you what. So my parents they painted houses and barns and stuff for a living growing up. So their job site would be a random place every couple days. And so some days, if it was on a riverbank or a creek, they would take a canoe with them, and I'd go along, and they'd drop me off, and I'd go fish all day, right? So my first bass ever caught was I would put on a bobber, a full night crawler on a hook, and I would pitch it to laydowns and shit out of a canoe, Eric.
Extended action, by the way.
I see that. That might work.
I think it's gonna. And did you catch a bunch of fish on the full night crawler with a bobber?
Of course I did, dude. I smoked them.
All right, but if you're not fishing live bait, because we don't want to go to the store and have to buy live bait. And by the way, thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom Pavlot Jr. He's our auctioneer resident.
Yes. Definitely.
So you caught a bunch of fish, man.
Oh, I did. Yeah, for sure.
David Brown. That's one I guard, though.
What does that mean? Travis doesn't believe in tides. I don't know.
Well, you see, he just doesn't. So he's the title guy. I'm not. So you need to ask him. He's a guide. I'm just a Joe. But that's okay. It all works.
10-pound leader for Ned. I'd go 8.
Yeah, if you really want to catch fish, go 6. Just saying. I'm just going to put some of these things back.
David, buff colors, when they're available, will be like a light gray and then a black. It looks pretty cool. I'm very happy with them.
Yeah, they look hot.
Yeah. Carl. Yeah, I hooked a couple people up. I'm running low on stickers. I'm waiting for another shipment. Otherwise, I would have sent more stickers in the boxes. Some of the...
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. I'm just going to start typing in. They're asking me questions, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Joe. First of all, Joe, when you were in the running for Angler of the Year and I got one of them plaques behind me, when you were second to Angler of the Year, he keeps picking on me for throwing spinning rods, Eric. I don't know.
Well, if you got Angler of the Year and he don't.
Yeah, I mean, he was there. I took it away from him, so. He had every shot, but he wanted to throw his baitcasters, I guess, that day. I'm just giving him shit.
I mean, I start pumping up, and you say you'll whip my monkey ass.
Yeah.
You said that like twice on the last episode.
Oh, by the way, we didn't mention I saw Tom Nee was in the chat. John's here. A lot of the regulars. David, Charles, of course, Sean. I got nervous earlier today, Eric, when I was doing the rods. When I was talking about the rods, when I was in the garage here, I was like, "Where's Sean tonight?" Is that weird when you're like emotionally connected to the fans? I seriously got worried. I was like, I was pissed. I'm like, where the fuck is Sean tonight? And there he is.
Dennis Claybrink wants to know the skirt making tool. That little crazy one? I don't know. Hold on. Let me go get it. Yeah, there you go. This one's sold by Lure Factors. They sent it to me free because I ordered some crazy color skirts from overseas.
Filthy in the house.
You can get this lure making tool anywhere. I think Lure Parts Online. What's the other like lure part company?
I don't
names?
know.
Yeah.
Eric, look at the comments. Chris has a comment.
Filthy Angler's in the house.
Yeah, Filthy's in the house. Chris had a comment.
Yeah, David Brown, I got some Clun .5s for sure.
All right.
I got a bunch of Cluns.
Tammy, I did get payment, by the way.
What was the comment, bro?
I'm going to show him right now.
What brand of spinnerbait? This is a Scorpion. It's made by a guy out of North Carolina. And this is the Willow Branch. You guys know anything about the Willow Branch?
Hey, my freaking rollerblades came in today.
Buddy, there it is. He did it. And he was wearing his COVID mask. Yeah, Chuck P, thank you. Lure Parts Online. So basically all you do is this little deal right here. These little metal teeth. You put your skirt band on that, and then you rotate it, and it opens up so you can stick your tabs of your skirt material through there. And then when you're done, you close it, and you have a skirt. Pretty cool. Naked bait.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Sean Lai says, he goes, okay, I get separation anxiety. Thank you, Sean.
Bill.
We do too, man.
Bill's never missed a show.
Bill, that's incredible.
Crazy, Bill.
Yeah, man.
I feel like I want to hook Bill up with something, but I got nothing to hook him up with just yet.
That's right.
We'll get you.
Carl, I can agree. I can absolutely agree. Look at how Jay Lee won and how Jason Christie didn't.
See you, Nate.
And I really wanted Jason Christie to win. And he even said it. What am I going to do? Pick up a fairy wand and skip a Senko or something like that? It's crazy. Charles, the tool is expensive? These dudes threw it in free. That's weird. We'll give this as a giveaway next week because I already got a skirt making tool.
Kevin's never missed one either.
Really?
Yeah, I took a guy trip with Kevin a couple of years ago. He caught a good one. It was a tough day. Luckily, he got a personal best, but damn, Kevin, I wish I could have showed you a better time. Oh, well.
What'd you catch?
We were in he caught a 5-pluser. You know.
That was it?
I know, I sucked that day. I told you that.
Oh, that day.
These comments are freaking hilarious, dude.
Aren't they the best?
Yeah, Justin, I'm guiding next week starting, so it's all good. If I could fish any body of water the rest of my life, where would it be and why? Lake Ontario, because I love it.
Get your gumi.
No, that's Lake Superior.
I keep messing it up.
Eric, we gotta talk. It's off topic,
All
right?
right. The Nico rig tool is from Tacklecraft.
Yes.
The wacky band tool. Tacklecraft. I'm gonna put it up here. Tackle Craft with a K has the wacky band tool. And the bands.
Yes.
And the most filthiest custom painted crankbait and swim bait you'll ever see.
These comments are too funny.
Joe Zombek says he needs a trip on the bay, Travis. Show him how to win.
Yeah, I could take out the staters. Filthy, let's go. Joe.
Filthy wants to come.
You know what, Joe? Joe was in a spot at a regional event once that I really wanted to fish, and I just left it alone for him. But he was.
How'd it work out for Joe?
I don't know, but.
How'd it work out for you?
I didn't fish it, but he was fishing it wrong. His boat was on top of where he should have been casting.
Oh, so Joe didn't know about the spot on the spot.
He knew about it. Let me see if you can guess where it is, Eric. How could I describe it?
Sonar hole.
Yes. That's where he was.
How good am I?
You're good.
I'm fucking good.
I'd sit there all fucking day and not move the boat. In August.
But there's multiple things going on there, if you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He probably doesn't even know that that's called that.
Yeah. Why do they call it that?
I don't know. How much are my trips? AJS? I don't even know. $475 for a full day, 2 people.
Trav looking like Krusty the Clown, Holmes. What is that?
I don't know, man.
Dirty Steve. There's a request for Dirty Steve, man.
I know. I don't know if he's computer savvy, but we'll try to get him on.
Joe Zombek said it was good for a 5 and a 4, Travis.
I'm sure it was.
What, were you out there like looking at where people were fishing?
I was
That's
just cruising
sneaky.
by, dude. I was going to stop swinging there.
I was just cruising by guiding, or I was just cruising by and it happened to be out there when they were fishing a regional?
I was in the regional.
Oh, how did you do?
My boat broke down. I had the waves sliced my trolling motor cable.
The waves sliced your trolling motor cable.
B. Sean's going to be up in the St. Lawrence in 2 weeks. What should we throw? Man, don't get caught. Closed until the 3rd week in June. I ain't going to tell on you, though. Go catch them. I don't give a frick. I think it's the dumbest rule in the world. Ontario trips are $575 just because I burned through $100 in gas a day.
Hey, Travis, you gonna go fish the BFL?
Nope.
Or something? Nope. He's protesting everybody still.
Yeah, I'm not doing any of that.
You got to do it next year? You gonna forgive him?
I will forgive him next year.
What?
Yeah, a lot of guys
aren't you really punishing yourself?
Probably.
Right.
I don't know. Off topic, Eric. I want to. There's 3 major activities I want to get involved with, and I've been doing a lot of research last night about it. Are you ready?
3 major activities.
Yes.
This will determine whether I stay for the rest of the after hours or not.
You'll stay.
All right. What do you got?
I want to get into arrowhead hunting.
I have a buddy that does that down at Lake Hartwell.
Really? So
he has the most amazing collection. He has literally, I don't know, 300 of them.
No shit.
Yeah, they call it rock hunting.
Yeah. So I've been watching YouTube videos like crazy.
So what's got your interest?
I've always been interested in Native American and artifacts and finding things like that. And so I've been watching YouTube videos and I was just like blown away with some of the stuff I saw. And I'm like, damn, I got to go do that.
Hold on for a minute.
Yeah.
Can you hold for a second?
So if you guys know any good, if you guys are into that, let me know. Because I can't wait to find my first one.
Okay,
What?
that was my first arrowhead.
Did you
when I
find
was a
that,
kid.
dude?
I sure did.
How many have
Yep.
you found?
That's it.
Wow.
Yep, pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yep, it's hanging up in my fishing room.
Um,
I was just a bass fishing fool back in the day, hunting for arrowheads on the side.
damn. Yeah, so
Pretty
I want to
cool.
do that. who's the guy we follow on Instagram? I keep forgetting that finds those big ass shark teeth.
Bagley
Fanatic, dude. Unreal what he does.
Right.
That's kind of the same deal. I want to look for some of that stuff.
Is it just the hunt, just to have a separate interest?
I don't know, dude. I've always been drawn by, like, life in the 1800s and 1600s, like people that were here before us.
Yeah.
I just think it's cool. So
That is cool.
yeah, I would definitely love that. Some guys are saying hunt for sheds for whitetails. I could get into that. I think arrowhead hunting would be a lot. I'm more about arrowheads. What else?
What else what's the second topic? That was the first,
yes.
arrowhead.
So I want to get back into metal detecting.
Bagley Fanatic died.
No,
he didn't.
I want to get back into Sean goes ginseng. I want to do morel mushrooms. I want to do that stuff too.
So I got a question for you. So
Yes.
It seems to me, because you're a YouTuber, you spend a lot of time on YouTube, and so these things just pop up, and then you just get lost in it. Is it true?
What do you mean?
I think you told me once, like you're just sitting at your desk and you're doing SmallmouthCrush stuff, and all of a sudden you're looking at a video and it takes you someplace else, and then someplace else. So you basically every week go down the YouTube rat hole.
A lot. Yeah.
It must be hard to stay focused.
It is. Yes.
Is this why we don't have a show schedule for the year still? I mean, if we're being brutally honest.
Yeah, Brandon's right. Arrowheads can be thousands of years old. I was reading up on all this stuff, and man, there's what?
I'm going to be 1,000 years old before we have a fucking show schedule. Dude.
And then, can I get to my other things, Eric? So I want to get back into metal.
Wait. You just talked about arrowheads, morel mushrooms.
Metal detecting.
If I put a metal detector over your head right now, would I find anything?
I want to do some metal detecting because I used to do that.
I can't take it.
I'm fucking being serious, dude.
I can't.
Like, if I had another hobby besides fishing, it would be looking for arrowheads, metal detecting, rollerblading, and picking morel mushrooms, dude, and asparagus along the road. I swear to God.
I'm listening right now. Maybe I'm just tired. I'm sorry.
And then
there's more.
There's more thing.
We get to the good stuff.
I want to get a pair of night vision goggles and look up at the sky at night.
Who are you, man? You're not Travis. You're a clone.
You're gonna see some crazy shit, dude, up there. I can't wait. But the good night vision goggles are like $3,000 for a freaking good pair. But you can see what's out there, dude, at night.
That'd be a good investment.
Yes. Yep. So that's my list, dude. I'd love to find arrowhead in 2020.
That's goals, man. Hashtag goals, man.
Yes. Yeah. People don't know what to think.
Did you eat any mushrooms that you picked today? I think it's what they want to know.
I wouldn't know. I don't even know what they look. I know what they look like, but I would never. I've picked asparagus in a ditch before, but I've never really searched for mushrooms before. But if I get a metal detector, I can look for gold coins. I can look for morel mushrooms.
So it's kind of like it's like a triple threat thing.
Yeah.
Metal, arrowheads, morels, and asparagus all on the same trip.
Yes.
And then lay down in the field after you have your sack full of morels.
Yes.
And then look up at the sky and contemplate your future, which ain't looking too bright right now if that's what you're going to spend your time on. What happened to you this week?
I'm serious, you guys.
I don't think they believe you.
I swear to God, I am going to find an arrowhead, and I will get a pair of $3,000 night vision goggles.
My God, Tommy, what have you been reading? I don't even know who you are, man. You're not SmallmouthCrush. Do you have a twin brother? Get a truffle pig. You're going to have to get a truffle pig to find a lot of good shit.
Has anyone watching found arrowheads. That's all I care about right now.
Well, I just showed you one, so I did when I was 12, and I thought it was
know.
interesting then.
How did you find it? Like, where was it? In a field or a riverbed?
Yeah, no, in a field, looking down. I mean,
man.
Yeah.
And you did get addicted because of it. Like, why wouldn't you? You would not. Let me ask you this, Eric. If it was a
I can only handle one addiction at a time, and my addiction is bass fishing
all right,
and bait.
let me ask you this. If it was a nice summer day and you weren't fishing and there was a plowed field with just after a rain,
$5. Anyone else tripped on acid? It's the only thing Travis has talked about. No, that's the stuff he's going to see in the sky after he eats some of those mushrooms because he's laying in a field hungry after a long day arrowhead hunting, metal detecting, morel hunting, and asparagus hunting on the side of the road. I don't even know, man. This lockdown has got to end soon. Yes, it's true. He's got way too much time on his hand. Sean, live for your telescope instead of night vision goggles.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, there you go. Jason Hibbert said, I have a bag of them. Arrowheads, I'm sure. Working farmland, you can spot them from the tractor. That's very cool.
Oh, that's yeah, definitely.
Yep. Well, Jason, where do you live? Give Travis your address. He'll be there in the morning. Woo!
Isn't it crazy to think that? So actually they've done tests on a lot of the arrowheads, and a lot of the DNA on the arrowheads were from like white-tailed deer and things like that.
Sure.
Not combat, like they're not shooting to kill people. And not all arrowheads in Flint were made for hunting. A lot of it was tools, things like that. But it just blows my freaking mind, dude.
We are into the Twilight Crush zone.
Like, when I go to Ontario, I know all the history of all the islands. Like, I'm a history guy. Like, I know all the islands, you know, what went on, you know, just things from the War of 1812, especially in the Lake Ontario region. I know how the settlers were on some of the Peninsula. Point Peninsula was a big spot. I know how a bunch of early settlers died in the Chameau River from disease because the water wasn't moving. It was dirty water.
Yeah.
I mean, it just fascinates me, dude. All that stuff does. I'm sorry. I look up so much history on that kind of lifestyle, like, because I feel like I belong in the 1800s. That's where my most recent life was from. You know what I mean? Yeah. Besides the Edmund Fitzgerald. Prior to that, I was definitely I was born in the wrong century. Yes, I love live scope.
But yes. Wait a minute, what century should you have been born in?
I mean, I think I could have done well in like the 1890s, somewhere around there.
What was happening back then that you think you could have excelled at?
Well, like I would just
hunting.
Yeah, I was just been up there, you know, doing my thing, planting a garden,
foraging.
Yeah,
hunting
for sure,
living off the land.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got that.
Yes. There you go. Oh, ghost hunting, filthy anglers. You damn right I would love to do that too.
Ghost hunting. Nice.
Yeah. Definitely.
David Brown says that they're here for you if you need to talk to somebody, Travis. Anthony just sent $5 for magnifying glass so you can cook mushrooms on the side of the road.
And I'm going to tell you this, Eric. I don't want to name the spot on live, but there's a place on Lake Ontario where I know there's gold buried from the War of 1812. And it's my goal to find that gold someday. Just saying.
Where'd you get that tip?
I've done a lot of research on it. I'm pretty convinced that it's there.
Is it from the same guy who said there'd be a solar flare?
No.
Don't listen to it then. Weren't we supposed to talk about that on a subsequent episode when you made that prediction? And if it turned out to be wrong, you could never utter another word?
Calf workouts. I don't know, Charles.
Oh, the rollerblades will help you.
Yeah.
You can auction off a Bigfoot trip.
I don't know about... I believe in Bigfoots, but I'm not into it, so...
No?
I'm more into the Mothman.
What's the Mothman?
So it's this big bird.
Does he makes a good chatterbait, I heard?
It's a big bird, kind of moth creature that normally hovers around tragedy or soon-to-be tragedy, areas that will have some sort of major tragedy. So
Travis, there's Mothman's behind you right now because this is fucking tragic.
Oh, jeez.
1999. Spin to win. Sell off his CI more because he found 38 new hobbies. So Mothman hovers. It's kind of like that. The Outsider that just was basically on what was it, HBO? Yeah, it was a series about this being that fed on death and despair.
I don't watch The Curse of Oak Island. I'm not into anything that's put on by the mass media and network TV. I don't get into. So all my research is independent.
By people looking to get YouTube views. That's in parentheses.
Oh, geez, Eric.
Oh, geez, Travis. I think you know this.
No, I don't.
They're YouTubers just like you, bro. Angling for views, subs, likes, and shares. That's the sad truth. But anyway, what's the Curse of Oak Island? Is it the people trying to find the gold?
It's some island up by Nova Scotia that, it's...
People trying to find gold.
Yeah.
Mothman is in New Jersey.
Oh, man.
This is good. Justin. Good night, Justin. I hear you, bro.
Turn yourself in.
I didn't see the Waco documentary. That looks pretty good.
I'm not into that. I wouldn't get into that.
Oh, don't tell me I know why.
No, I'm just saying.
No, fair enough.
Eric, you told me to stop worrying about, the deep state and all that, and so I thought maybe I'd find a new hobby, finding arrowheads. I fucking get criticized for doing that. So I can't win with you, dude.
No, wait a minute. Wait, is that what you did?
That's what I'm trying to get my mind off of Hillary Clinton and the kill count and Dr. Fauci and all this bullshit, dude.
Yes, I love it then. I support you, man. Dude. What can I do to help you?
Help me find a damn arrowhead, dude.
I'm all about it. I got the guy. I'm telling you, he does it all the time. Do you want to go down to Lake Hartwell and hunt arrowhead with the guy? The guy's an expert.
No, I'm interested in finding them around areas that I have like a relationship with. So if I go back to Wisconsin,
all right, here you go. Here's what you do. Here's what you do.
Lake Ontario.
Here's what you do, dude. You have to go walk the shores of Ontario after a big storm. That's when they ditch up. Does that make sense? Does the water recede at Ontario ever?
Doesn't it blow your mind that all these arrowheads are just scattered all over the place like that?
Travis, I asked you a question.
No, it's not gonna be.
I thought the water could recede on those Great Lakes at certain points.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be the best place to look for them.
It is the best place to look for them. They hunt around the water. Yes, he finds them on the shore of Lake Hartwell.
Okay.
His son just found like a primitive tool, which was probably like 1,000 years old, which was part of what they used for do you know the sling that they used to use to shoot the arrows?
Yeah.
Do you understand the counterweight thing?
Mm-hmm.
He found one of those.
Yeah.
Like recently.
Yeah.
And he found like 2 arrowheads.
Yeah, Beechin goes, the deep state's a real hobby. It's consuming too much of my life, dude. And it gets me so pissed off. I gotta just stop. I gotta walk away from it.
Good job.
I gotta get. I wanna.
I applaud you, man. I applaud you.
I want to move to New York. I want to plant a freaking garden. I want to have some chickens. I want to look for arrowheads and catch smallmouth bass. And at night,
and you want a guide.
At night, I want to put my night vision goggles on and look at UFOs. That's it.
Well, don't you want a guide, and don't you want a duck hunt guide, right?
Yeah.
And don't you?
Yes.
You want to do the thing on the ice?
It.
What's that called?
Yeah, ice fishing.
What's that called?
Ice fishing.
No. I thought you called it something else.
No, that's all I want to do.
Dude, I think that's a beautiful life,
that's
man.
It.
I seriously
I gotta get
you.
away from all this shit.
Oh, listen, all kidding aside, I seriously applaud you,
and
brother.
if I want to strap on my rollerblades and rollerblade to Sackett's Harbor for the afternoon, I will.
Dude, I applaud you, man. Bravo, dude. I'm serious. Seriously, bravo.
Yeah, yeah.
That's clarity of vision right there, man.
That's right.
Good. I'm
Oh,
all about
shit.
it.
And, Eric, I forgot to tell you. I want to buy a big-ass magnet, too.
Oh, my buddy Scooter's wife does that magnet fishing.
Yeah. So when I'm guiding, I can be in the back of the boat with my magnet while they're throwing their chatterbaits around.
Right, finding stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if they found anything valuable yet, but it's fun to pull up a bunch of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I love New York, sure enough, man.
This is crazy.
No, man, it's a good vision, dude. What's the dream? When would you like to get to New York?
2 to 3.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
How close are you going to be to Will at Gajo Baits headquarters?
Oh, shit. I got a sticker I got to show you. Hold on.
What do you got?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see, man. Wow. Whew. The comments are flying in.
Yeah, we'll take this topic away from fish and tackle for a little while anyways.
What do you got? Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
You did a good job, man. That was really spectacular. I love upstate New York.
That's right.
Nice.
Because when I move up there, there's going to be 3 things I'm going to fight for, okay? Number 1, I'm going to put a billboard up as you're entering St. Lawrence County, and it's going to talk about how, no, I don't want to piss people off. Not yet, but I really don't like the charter boats killing smallmouth every day and keeping fish for shore lunches. So I want to fight for that. I want to open up the season year-round for catch and release. Right now it's only the 3rd week. And I'd like to see upstate New York secede from New York and be 2 separate entities. We need 51 states, not 50.
Good luck.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you might not want to spend any time on that last one.
Really?
It won't happen, dude.
All right.
Yeah, you'd want to pull your hair out.
Yeah.
But the other stuff's good and doable.
Mm-hmm. Stickers, rainbows. Oh, man. This is funny stuff. I know you guys feel me. Some people can relate to me, Eric.
I didn't say they couldn't.
I know.
That's what makes America beautiful, bro.
Yes.
Freedom of thought, expression, belief, speech, right?
Yes.
That's what the country was founded on, man.
What did I drink? Come on, guys.
Just a bottle of wine.
That's it.
But no, any Tito's tonight?
No.
Okay.
I was thinking about grabbing some, but...
Well, I mean, do what you feel, bro. It's your show.
Travis for New York governor.
Nice one, Greg. Politics, he would definitely jump off a bridge.
Oh, shit.
How many we got on, Travis?
534 still for some reason.
So Baitman's got 500, apparently somebody just said. So there's 1,000 people watching. I guess Baitman's been going live every night.
Yeah.
Make smallmouth great again.
That's right. Oh, man.
Somebody says they want to know why you don't move down south, man. You were thinking about Alabama.
So if I was
right?
if I was to move down south, it would be Alabama, but I would miss I'm a northern Clearwater smallmouth guy. For real.
Yeah, you are.
I can't wait to wreck upstate New York in a couple of years.
What are you going to do, man?
I mean, I'm just going to be very vocal, dude.
Ah. That'll be good for business.
I want to run that place, dude.
Upstate?
Yeah, I want to manage the fishery properly. There's a lot of things I want to change up there, dude. For the good,
You want to manage the fishery?
Mm-hmm.
Got any qualifications for that?
No, I just can't stand these dead smallmouth in coolers, dude.
Gotcha. How do you think those business people are going to respond?
They're not going to like me, but They're all old and dilapidated, you know. Half the guys up there have been arrested already for baiting and doing illegal activity. Oh yeah, dude.
What's going on with the New York DNR? They don't
I don't know.
enforce, or is it just too hard to enforce?
There's still guys that are allowed to catch commercial perch fish and keep thousands of big ass jumbo perch because they grandfathered in, you know.
Because it's kind of like their way of life.
I mean, I don't want to fuck with their way of life, but at some point they got to be like, wow, when you're taking buckets and buckets and buckets of perch every day.
Is the perch population hurting?
I don't know. I can imagine. Think about it.
I don't know.
I mean, know.
The Great Lakes are pretty deep and vast, right?
Yeah.
How many guys are doing that?
There's a handful of them.
And you really think they're making a dent in the fishery?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah, I'd focus your energy someplace else.
All right.
Pick your battles, man. Eating bass is a mortal sin. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, but year round in Cali. How many years does it take for a smallmouth to get up to 5 pounds?
So, you know, you can't believe what you hear, but
sure you can. They study them.
I know, but I mean, they say 15 to 20.
That's incredible.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, with all that food up there, I guess they just don't have a long growing season, right?
Sure.
And just think of the number of 5-pounders
First of all,
there.
Eric, I don't know if I even believe that. A growing season. What are they, fucking trees that only grow in the winter, like in the summer? Like, I don't...
No, it's just biology.
I don't believe that. I don't. I would have to do some research. Just you telling me that without researching, I would say, I don't know if
I think they have biologists that study that.
Okay.
And so what's their incentive to lie to you?
I don't know, Eric, but my point is...
But let's just say they were saying that
if I lived up there...
to do it, they would say cherish a 15-year-old fish, right?
If I lived up there, would I not grow in the wintertime? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't
live in the water.
I'm not the one. I don't have a...
Travis, you're not a fish.
Okay, dude.
Travis, they have people that
Eric,
are called biologists.
Question everybody, okay? I'm not just going to believe it because you tell me and you heard that, you know, there's a shorter growing season. You can't tell me that a smallmouth doesn't grow in fucking January. Sorry.
I don't get you, man.
What, dude?
It sounds so idiotic.
That sounds natural to me, asking the questions. Is that really the truth? I don't think so.
So basically, here's your orientation to the world. Everybody lies. Question everything.
You have to, dude. There's always propaganda. Even in the fish industry, I try to...
Oh, my God. So
I try to take that...
Biologist propaganda?
Eric, of course there's always an agenda for something.
So what's their agenda on the DNR side?
I have done research in it.
We'll try to figure it out. Just use your head. What would be the motivation? What do they gain by that?
All I'm saying is it could be correct. It might not be. I'm just saying
what do they gain
that. I don't know, Eric. I'm just questioning that. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't sound right.
Well, research that. You're going to have a long list
I could be totally wrong, and I will research it, and I'll come to a conclusion I'll probably be wrong, but I'm going to question it first because it doesn't sound right. I'm not just going to take it for face value.
It doesn't sound right that in cold weather, things don't grow as fast.
Yeah.
Plants grow when it becomes spring. Well, you can't tell me that a green plant won't grow in the winter. What the fuck are you talking about? Who got into your brain and scrambled it? What?
My point is I just want to look into it before I make a decision.
Why do Florida bass and California bass that have a year-round growing season grow bigger? I don't know.
They don't.
Why are New England bass smaller on average?
They're not. There's plenty of 7-pounders in New England.
Why aren't there 15-pounders?
I'm sure there is.
Really? Fascinating. What the fuck, man? I just don't get it.
I don't know.
I know you don't know. You'd spend your entire life researching what you think is bullshit at every turn. How do you even get anything done? Oh my God. You're kidding me. question everything and lose your mind. Travis, you're not a fish. It's true. Tom says they're cold-blooded. Their metabolism slows down. It's biology. Maybe you should get a biology book. Start there.
Listen, Aaron, thanks for the super chat. I don't know, guys. I could be off. My point was, I'm not going to take it at face value. I'd have to do some research. You guys are probably right.
Please don't say you'll have to do some research again. Just stop it.
Okay.
Do your research. I don't need to hear it again. You've made that point abundantly clear.
Okay.
I know you will.
Okay.
You'll get on your stump and you'll be, I don't know what you're going to be doing in New York. I'm not sure you're going to have a lot of friends, but at least you'll have your garden and your night goggle vision stuff. You could always escape to Will's, to Will's and Gajo headquarters for safe haven if you need it. Yes. And I think you're gonna. If somebody doesn't plant you in their garden for fucking up their perch fishing, yeah. Or their shore lunches. Yeah, you're going to be a marked man in about, a year in upstate New York, buddy?
Maybe.
You're going to piss some people off, that's for sure. You must like that. Don't you? You love the juice, man. Right?
What do you mean?
I don't know, man. Just getting into arguments at the grocery store, post office. I think you're angry.
Honestly,
let it out, man.
I think that the world would be a much better place if everybody thought like I did.
Travis, I can't imagine a world where everybody thought like you did. Well, okay. Good luck on that.
This is why Travis vacuums 4 times a day.
Very true. Oh my God!
Wow, this show tonight was interesting. I didn't think it would get this. When we went live at 8:30, I thought I was gonna be talking about some Dobbins rods and some Legend St. Croix extremes, not a.
No, this is more like Legend St. Crazy extremes.
Yes. But the cool part is, Eric, I think you feel me a little bit, and
well, I liked it at first.
Okay.
I was fascinated.
You got pretty pissed when I told you that I don't think fish should stop growing when it's cold. You got really offensive.
I wasn't pissed. I was just you're ignoring biology anyway. And I think a lot of viewers cleared it up for you. But you'll have to research that and get back to us on that and see if there's any propaganda on fish biology or metabolism. Let us know. We'll stay tuned for the update next week or Thursday if you got some time.
Yes.
In between booking shows and vacuuming.
Yeah, so
organizing.
So I know Beast Coast Fishing wants to come on the show.
That'd be awesome. And by the way, I just want to back up. I really did feel you. I love your vision of going to upstate, what you want to do, guiding, hunting, planting, having your own land, trying to improve the fishery. I'm down for that, dude.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong. I really felt you there. I think that's a beautiful thought, man. I really hope you get there. I'd love to visit.
Yeah.
Unless you're a marked man, and sleeping with a shotgun, then I won't be coming up because, I value life over fishing.
Yeah. Filthy Angler says, I belong in Boston. I don't know about that, man. That area is the same as Philadelphia area.
Let's not go there. But anyway.
Yes.
Hey, look. Massachusetts state record bass is 15.8.
There you go.
I stand corrected. That's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, these comments are fun. I think that's what makes our live the best, is the people that are watching this.
100%. The comments are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. The SmallmouthCrush Twilight Zone was awesome. Travis, you're not a fish. T-shirt. EE. There you go. David, man. Have a good night's sleep, brother. He's an essential worker, bro.
All right, David. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody's got to smash the thumbs up and like. Right? You got 500, but only 125 thumbs up. How many thumbs down?
We have 226 thumbs up.
Oh, good. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
226, Chuck P. Update.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Midnight. We made it. Boom.
Damn, it's midnight already.
I know. It goes so damn
Jeez.
fast, dude.
At 10
You went on a roll there,
at
man.
10
You were rolling.
at 10:30, I'm like, frick, when's this thing gonna end?
This truly was your show tonight. I mean, you didn't beat my record for the buzzbait tricks and tips, but
You don't think
you
so?
you tried. No,
Okay.
I don't. It's close. I think you'll come up with something.
Yes.
Massachusetts record smallmouth is an 8-2.
Ooh.
God damn.
Hmm.
Those boys throw big swim baits at night up there, man. They do a lot of night fishing up there.
Hey, Will's watching. Will, can we find some arrowheads up there on the res?
Will. Oh my! I mean, Will would know where to go arrowhead hunting.
Yeah.
I think, right?
You'll probably find M16 shell casings all over the place too. The shit,
Think so?
The shit that goes on down there back in the 70s. Yeah. I want to go pre-tribal war. I'm looking for ancient artifacts, dude.
With the your metal detector.
No, I mean, I would like to look. So the metal detecting for me would be like, I collect coins, or I used to. I have a huge coin collection actually. So
Joe Zombeck's out. Peace out, spinning rods. He said.
See you, Joe. Yeah, so I do. Man, I have a lot of silver coins. You know, Morgan dollars, Liberty dollars, Buffalo nickels, Indian
Those are
heads.
cool.
I got the big half cent from like 1850s.
Never seen one.
Yeah, some crazy stuff.
I love
Mercury dimes. Mercury dimes.
Oh yeah.
Ben
Yep.
Franklin 50-cent pieces. I love those.
Wow. Those are cool.
Yeah, so I collect all that. So my parents used to go to Las Vegas when we were, say, like 8, 9, 10. They would take us, and we would stay at Circus, which at that time was like the casino that was a kid-friendly casino.
Right.
So you got a picture. This would have been in the late 80s. So the silver coins were still in circulation. So they would buy, $400 worth of rolls of quarters and shit, and then we would dump it on the beds, and that's what I would do. I would look for
the silver ones.
The silver ones, the coins. Yeah.
And what they end up doing with the silver ones?
I'd keep them. So
and then what they do with them?
I still have them all.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So anything, I think it's been a while, dude. 1964 or lower would be all silver.
Are you gonna sell them?
I don't know. No, I just keep them.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many coins do you think you got?
Man.
What would you say?
Like if I had a big box like this, it would be 40, 50 pounds of coins in it.
So that's 40, 50 pounds of how much silver?
A lot of silver. I got a lot of silver.
What do you think it's worth?
I'd never looked. I don't know.
That could be your night vision goggles.
I wouldn't sell it, dude. It's like, it's stuff I grew up like.
Well, maybe you keep the most special ones and you sell the rest.
I don't.
Do you need all those coins?
I think it's cool, dude. I don't fucking know.
Well, are they just in a box? Or are they displayed?
They're just in a box, man.
We could make a really good spreadsheet on that.
You could. Yeah.
I think you should check it out. You might have some rare coins in there.
I do. Yeah.
I mean, that could be your down payment for your house up north.
Maybe.
Why don't you check it out? Why don't you do some research on that? That would be something valuable to research.
Now, like if you had like a 1909 SVD, I'm just trying to remember things from the past. Like that would be like a rare coin. Like any of that stuff isn't. You might get $3, $4, $5 for a 1927 quarter that's in. I forgot how they grade it, but there's different grade levels and stuff. There could be some good money in that, but you have to find some real rare shit. Or, they used to make coins, straight gold coins. That's another thing. I'd love to do some panning for gold, but now I'm stretching. But that would fall
fun.
That would fall into that category.
Do you watch those shows?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. They're rad, man. That's crazy stuff that they do, man. It's dangerous as shit.
Oh yeah, dude. what intrigues me is that show, and you can't believe shit that's on network television, but the people that go up in the Bering Sea and scuba dive and then suck that shit up from the bottom.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Anyways,
Chris Flay, he's got some arrowheads, man.
no, I don't want to trade. I want to find my own.
Fair enough.
Definitely want to find my own. I don't think it's like if you give me that arrowhead, it'd be cool, but I think there's something special about finding it on your own.
Tom Pavitt says he knows an old farmer has a 15-gallon metal milk canister that was full of old quarters. Wow. Cool. So most are bought at weight value, they say. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Silver is 200 a pound or something. What do you think it weighs? 50 pounds?
Oh, yeah.
So let's see. 200 a pound. 5 pounds is 1,000. $10,000 maybe.
Nah, I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
But if it was worth 10,000, would you sell it? 15.
I'd keep some of them.
I know. That's what I just said.
Okay.
All right.
Anyways, well, we're past midnight, guys. I appreciate you hanging out with us. It's been fun.
This was a great after hours. You made me freaking laugh. I needed that laugh. I was out of control. I thought you were messing with me at first, but now I get it.
What do you mean?
I get it. Well, I get it. I get you got this whole thing. You trying to occupy your brain with something other than those other things.
Yes.
And I think that's healthy.
I mean,
so I applaud it. What can I do to help you?
I mean, does it? Yeah. I mean, picture me. So here I am watching on this screen arrowhead hunting, but on my big TV is still Deep Thoughts going on in the background. So
I know how you roll.
I still got things going on. I'm still awake, Brohim.
I did. Did I try to say you weren't, dude? Stop it. Don't go there. I know you'll never fall asleep on that stuff,
That's
bro.
right.
You never have to worry about me thinking about that. I just think it's healthy for your other side of your brain to get a little bit of something else.
Thanks, Rich, for hanging out. Rich has been with us the whole time, too.
Yeah, man. All right.
All right, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.
And until next time, we'll see you Thursday night.
Yes, Thursday night. Special guest. We don't know who yet, but
I vote for Beast Coast.
there you go.
Oh, man. Come on. Get that Beast Coast dude on. He's got some cool,
I will.
You got some cool lures.
I will. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Later.